Goddamn. Goddamn.
Hello, everybody. Hello. How's everybody doing here today for another edition of the news, man? We're on here with honestly, what is a rather one of the one of one of the more interesting weeks here on another episode of the news.
Mhm.
As we have a lot to get into, man. There has been in the past week. Obviously, there's WrestleDream. There's WrestleDream tomorrow, so there's that. On top of all that, Seth Rollins got injured. AEW decided to want to finally build a training facility. Andrade got TKO'd. Literally, he got totally knocked out for a year. WWE released a bunch of people. Def Rebel has gone on another Def Rebel spree, I guess, and pissing the talent off for for probably about the 178th time within their contract. And then John Cena's retirement tour tickets went on date. Or when John Cena's retirement tour date finally went on sale, and the Elimination Chamber is coming to Chicago, but not where we all think. So we think, and Jacob Fatu got fucking injured. So, god damn it for that. But well, it seems like WWE might want to do a little bit of damage control on SmackDown, bro. So yeah, there you go. As you could tell, and
Well,
WWE apparently seems to be in the business of fucking AI, artificial intelligence. So I'm very interested to see, what that entails. However, yeah, that is that is that is that's been the week. So it's honestly been a pretty interesting week in the world of wrestling, I guess. But you know, Jesus, hey bro, Rod- Roderick Heffley taught us a lot. I'll say that, Bill.
he did. I'm sorry.
Rod,
I'm sorry.
Rod, 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 Roderick is a legend, man. Roderick is a legend. But
He really is
um,
letting the game.
so this guy. So, with that being said, how's everybody doing? Thank you guys for joining us here today for another edition of the news. And with that being said, if this is your first time watching, guys, do not know how the show works. Every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Central, we are on here with Unscripted. And every Friday at 3 p.m. Central, we are on here with the news and for the WWE and AEW pay-per-views directly after the show goes off the air. We are live with the official post-show review. We do have WrestleDream tomorrow, so we will be on here live after WrestleDream goes off the air to talk a little AEW with you guys, man. Um, so yeah. And with that being said, if you guys did miss this past Monday's edition of Unscripted, Seth Rollins' vision loses sight. You guys can now watch that on all platforms. That is Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and if you want to see it first, join us right here live every single Tuesday at 12 p.m. Central for the news, man. And with that being said, if you guys have not got a chance to get your hands on the official NHP merchandise, you guys can now find this live on the merch shop. That is bonfire.com. Link is at the top of the description of this very video, where you can find this beautiful piece of Notorious Eagles merchandise live on there as we speak. With that, if this is your first time watching and you guys do not know who we are here at Notorious Eagles, I am Johnny, one half of the host of this very show. And as for the other half, he's already smiling. Nobody knows what it's about, but he's already smiling. We got my man, Sir K. Sir K, go ahead and tell the world please tell us what it is you're smiling about today.
Oh, man, I'm excited. It's gonna be a good weekend, man. We got SmackDown today, man. No, I can't even lie to you. That's not what I'm excited for. But overall, man, I'm doing good, man. We got WrestleDream tomorrow. Very interested for the show, mainly for one match. It's kind of the crown jewel of AEW right now. You really are interested in that one match on the show, and then the rest of the show is kind of just there. Um, so excited for Darby and Mox tomorrow. But um, yeah, then that's kind of it. But I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Just been chilling, man. Just been chilling. Just been chilling. Like Durante always asks, how's life? How's the family? Life's good. Family's good. How is everybody doing? In a live chat. How's everyone doing? Watch the replay. What about you, bro? How are you doing?
I am doing pretty good, man. I am doing pretty good. Obviously, we got an exciting weekend ahead of us, so this is just the beginning of it. This is just the beginning of it, man. So I'm excited for that, and yeah, I am. That's pretty much about it, man. Pretty much about it. Update. I have not progressed much in Dying Light the Beast, unfortunately. So that's that's my update for you guys, man. I got nothing. I got nothing. But as for that, exciting weekend. Obviously got some stuff personally going on that's should be pretty exciting. Should be pretty fun, man. So I'm excited for that. And yeah, that's pretty much about it, man. That's pretty much about it. But excited for WrestleDream. I feel the same way you do. It's a one match show for me. It's John Moxley versus
Yes.
Darby Allin in the I Quit match, which in my opinion should main event the show. Personally, I think so, but that remains to be seen whether they actually go through with it or not. No disrespect to Adam Page or Samoa Joe, but I just don't think that is not main event worthy. I just don't think that's as hot as what Darby and Mox have
Oh,
going on right now. So that's just my opinion, but yeah. So however, speaking of John Moxley, we actually have to talk about his buddy, and we're going to start you guys off with that. But before we get to that, man, just a couple other things I wanted to say. First and foremost, as Durante always asks, I am good, family's good, and what about you, Durante, Logan, Bell, and well, I would say Gotti, but I'll wait if he gets here. I'll wait until he
yeah.
gets here if he gets here to give him his Mark Nash introduction. So I'll save that for him. But with that being said, it seems it seems Bell is Bell's very hung up about the Andrade situation. Yes, WWE looks terrible, and he looks like an idiot. 100. That's that's a perfect way.
AEW just bully, bro.
that's that's a perfect way to put it. That is literally a perfect way to put it. Yes, everybody looks like an absolute idiot, man. 1 year. Again, that man. I can see why they're called TKO, man, because they literally totally
Yeah, that's
knocked
out.
him out, bro. I
Hmm.
mean, my God. What it really is. And like you said, it's a perfect way to put it. Nobody looks good. Everybody looks like a half-witted
Oh,
idiot in this situation, man. So I don't know, but we will get to that, man. As soon as we jump over to the AEW stuff, we're gonna end obviously with the Wrestle Dream predictions. So we'll get all the WWE stuff out of the way first. However, I did want to announce, and I'm very excited to announce that tomorrow night on the Wrestle Dream review, on the Wrestle Dream post show, we told you guys on Monday, we do have some stuff that we needed to or we did have some stuff that would be debuting on that show, and obviously you guys know, obviously those of you who watch us know that before you hear us, um before you hear us every Tuesday, whatever weekend we're on, and Friday, we're not the first voice you hear. Obviously the first voice you hear is our girl Maddie Finn over at Envoi, and we are very excited to announce that we will be bringing along a new track from Envoi and it's going to be exclusive to the post-show reviews. So we want to give a big shout out and a big thank you to Envoi. I want to give a big shout out and a big thank you to Maddie Finn over at Envoi for allowing us to use their song. I'm not going to say the name. I'll say the name tomorrow, but there is going to be a new song that we will be using from them, exclusive to the post-show reviews, man. So obviously, you guys hear Raising the Bar on Tuesday, and you guys hear What Happened in Wyoming on Fridays, but there will be a new song, so there will be some changes to the post-show reviews on going forward, man. So we're very excited for that, and we're very excited to bring you guys the new song, as obviously we will reveal the name and whatnot tomorrow, man. So yeah, man, you guys already know we're super excited to work with them, and we're super excited to always have their blessing to use their songs. Me and Sir K both have listened to Envoy's music for a very, very long time, so I'm very blessed that we get the opportunity to get their blessing and to get their approval. And like I said, just to get their nod of approval to use their tracks that we've listened to for a very long time, man. So we're very excited. And again, huge shout out. Thank you to Envoi. Thank you to my girl Maddie Finn. Always so nice and always so gracious, letting us use their songs, and they are the voice of NHP, and we're so excited to work with them and to have them, be the theme songs for our all of our shows, man. So thank you as always.
Really, thank you guys. Very excited for tomorrow to show, the song, so you guys can hear the song and love them being the voice. And now we have a third song in that lineup for these pay-per-view reviews. I'm so excited.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So, uh, Bell says AEW looks stupid slightly, a little less. You'd think this Andrade thing looks suspicious, and AEW legal would call or even email WWE legal and be like, what is going on here?
Something.
100%, because, excuse me, WWE has always done some sort of no compete. You mean to tell me you just believed Andrade being like, "Yep, I'm free to go, man. I'm a free man. Throw me on Dynamite, bro." I mean, it's just like you believe that. So you mean to tell me you believe that in October of 2025 WWE just decided to say fuck it with the no competes, and you were just like, "Oh, it looks like they're not giving no competes anymore." All right, like, come on, bro. They probably read they probably listened to a quote from Dave Meltzer and was like, "Oh, I guess this is the truth, man. I guess we could throw them on TV." But yeah, it really is a situation where quite literally nobody, and I mean nobody, looks good. So, with that being said,
Oh,
speaking of things not looking good, Seth freaking Rollins. Yikes. Well, Seth Rollins this past Saturday morning, so almost a week ago at Crown Jewel Perth, he went for a diving headbutt coast to coast, and as far as we know, got himself injured. Now, according to PW Insider, Seth Rollins is believed by some within the company to be headed for a shoulder or rotator cuff surgery. Which, if you guys seen the video, he definitely lands hard on his shoulder. Obviously when you do the diving headbutt, typically you land on your stomach or your ribs, that type of your abdominal area. He landed clean on his left shoulder, clean on it, man. So, and obviously that's a far jump and obviously you're going to come down with a lot of impact, and putting all that impact on your shoulder is obviously not good. What makes this situation, what could I use that loosely. What could make this whole situation a lot worse? Fans have taken notice to the fact that Seth Rollins will no longer be a part of WWE's live events in Japan on October 17th and 18th. So today and tomorrow. He was originally set to face CM Punk on October 17th and then team with Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed against Punk, Shinsuke Nakamura and Jey Uso on October 18th. I don't know what the fuck kind of live event match that is. CM Punk,
Okay.
CM Punk will now wrestle Dom on October 17th, and while CM Punk and Nakamura go against Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed on October 18th instead. So Seth Rollins is actively pulled from all live events. That obviously could be that could be very, you know, I guess telling about where he is with his injury, the fact that they're pulling him from live events. But then again, at the end of the day, if they're trying to run a ruse on us, obviously they're not going to have the guy working live events, because then obviously everybody's going to know he's not hurt. So I mean, it could be a slight indication, but it also just could be WWE playing it up if that is the case. If the case of him being fake injured again is ends up being the case. I think we will know come Monday, whatever happens with, the World Heavyweight Championship situation. Obviously, Punk's the number one contender for that. So Seth Rollins has been pulled for all live events. And speaking of the whole fake injury thing, according to PW Insider, some people backstage are reportedly taking a wait-and-see approach to Seth Rollins' injury following his fake knee injury over the summer, which reportedly affected the morale backstage. However, others have claimed that the Vision wouldn't have broken up and turned on Rollins if the injury wasn't legitimate. I guess to give further glimpse on this, Fightful spoke a little bit about the Vision breakup, and they stated that the Vision breaking up on Raw was said to be a heavy creative pivot. Here goes WWE with their pivot again. But I was gonna say, call him Dirk Nowitzki. They're on their fucking pivot foot so much. God damn. The split of the group was reportedly originally planned for some point next year.
At some point.
That to
Oh
me,
God.
that to me is a big indication that this could be for real. Because now again, Seth Rollins, as he always used to say, he could have sacrificed himself for the greater good, right? He could have taken a spear, and he could have taken a tsunami to, try to trick CM Punk, right? Put his body in harm's way to try to take out CM Punk. However, bro, I think what WWE did was good. If he actually is injured, I think you said it a little bit on Tuesday, but why have Rollins vacate the championship and go away on good terms with the Bronze when, in all reality, they're just going to be, waiting around doing fuck all until he gets back. You know what I mean? So break them up. The group was. I can't even say the group was a bad thing. At times it obviously was very boring, but I will say, it got Bronson Reed in a big spotlight, and it further got Braun Breaker in a even bigger spotlight. But with Bronson Reed, it really did allowed Bronson Reed, and it did allow Braun Breaker to be put with Paul Heyman in some regard. And Seth Rollins, the group did have no cohesion at the end of the day, but at some point, it was good that Rollins kind of, stepped away, and kind of just let Paul Heyman be with those two guys instead of, making it just seem like they were lackeys to him. It more so seemed like they were a tag group with Paul Heyman at most of the time. But I overall think, the group and, its short tenure, I think it was a good thing. Again, I think creative did not serve them very well. But in terms of what the group did, like I said, it put Bronson Reed with Paul Heyman. It put Braun Breaker with Paul Heyman in some regard. And they got to feud with a lot of the top guys, and they got to be in a position at the top of the card that they would not have been in if it wasn't for the vision. So that is that. I will say the group as a unit, again, there was not really any cohesion in the group. It kind of just seemed like WWE was trying to give Seth Rollins his own bloodline, I guess, is what they tried to do. It seemed like this was more of Triple H's vision if Vince McMahon was not in charge, because we all know, had Triple H been in charge 10 years ago, Seth Rollins would be Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns would be Seth Rollins, right? So they would have probably swapped roles, because we all know that Triple H is a big Rollins guy, so he would definitely have been positioned at the top of the card and probably main evented a shit ton of WrestleManias. However, that's not the case. But overall, I think the vision was a good thing for Braun and for Braun and for Bronson. But yeah, I mean, again, the group really had no cohesion. And uh, Rollins again wasn't really involved too much with the group. But overall, for the other two, I think it did serve them well.
think it did. I think it did. At times I didn't like the group. I thought they were completely non-existent with each other. They did this, they did that. They didn't do anything half the time. But overall, I do think it improved Braun and Bronson. I think it was a good thing overall for them, and I think ending it this soon overall is the best possible scenario for the group itself and for the careers of the guys in the group, because either if Seth was injured and they kept the group, they would have just been fucking just waiting around for a few months, or even if Seth wasn't injured, they'd still basically just be waiting around up until Mania, when the turn probably would have happened, and they probably wouldn't have really done much anything besides give Judgment Day-esque teases towards fucking turning on each other. I think it's best they did break up. I think that was a good pivot to do. It sucks Seth got injured. Um, that really sucks, man. That really sucks. I wish him the best, man. But I think in that injury, they made the best possible decision they could have.
I think so too, man. And again, like you said, WWE, knowing WWE, it's only in their abilities to have Rollins go away and just have Braun and Bronson just sticking around with Paul Heyman, doing nothing, just waiting for Seth to come back. That is the very WWE thing to do, because that's safe. That requires no work. You literally just have Rollins relinquish the title and then have these two go on about their day and feud with the same people they've been feuding with, just without Seth Rollins. Pretty much what they were doing when Rollins had his first fake injury. In the summer. But no, they actually, they actually decided to have the balls to do something, man. And sometimes that's when Triple H works his best, man. So hopefully that's the case here. Hopefully, he works. Hopefully he works at his best again now that the vision is over with. But yeah, like I said, I am glad that they decided to have the balls to actually, make a move like that and break up what's been your biggest act on Monday Night Raw since, coming out of WrestleMania, right? So again, it is a commendable thing, and I'm glad. And like I said, when Monday hits, I think we can all expect this to be a fake injury if the Rollins and Punk match is still on. I think if Rollins in any capacity is there and says something along the lines of, I'm still going to defend this against you, or something along those lines, or even if they still announce that match as official, I think you can all expect this to be another ruse, as they say. But if Rollins comes out and straight up relinquishes the championship, or if Adam Pearce says the championship is relinquished, then obviously I would certainly hope it's not a fake injury, because that means that would probably be one of the worst booking decisions in company history, if dude got fake injured, relinquished the champion, and relinquished the fucking championship. So if the championship is anywhere near relinquished, then I think that that's not the case. As for what they do, if that is the case, if the case of the championship being if the championship is relinquished, what do they do at Saturday night's main event? I could see CM Punk versus Braun Breaker, personally.
I could see, I could see that.
With Braun holding up the championship at the end of the show, I find it hard to believe that he wouldn't be somewhat involved in some capacity in what's going on with that World Heavyweight Championship. So I think that yeah, I would throw my name into the Punk versus Breaker hat. Which I could see Punk winning, but we will get to it. But it also could go the other way. Maybe, I guess there is the chance. But yeah. So that's where I'm feeling, man. If the championship is relinquished, then obviously Rollins is legitimately hurt, and if they try to work some way around it, and have Rollins say he's going to defend anyway, then you know then obviously I think we can all expect this to be fake.
Oh, 100%. If all that stuff starts happening, then like you said, it was just Seth Rollins' self-sacrifice for the greater good or whatever it is. But at this point, with everything that's coming out, I don't think it will be that, and I really hope it's not that, because just repeating the same thing later in the same year would
Oh my
just be
god.
horrible.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, too, there's obviously, again, one of the reports that we just read was talking about how it killed morale backstage. I don't really know that's the best atmosphere to have, having, you know, the boys continue to lie to the boys about about injuries and whatnot. So you know, that's um that's something that is I guess goes against unwritten rules of the business. So I can get why they do it, but I also can get why the guys back there would be a little bit, slighted by that. So, you know,
100%. And then, like, uh, kind of funny thinking about it backstage, bro is probably legitimately injured, and no one fucking believes him because they fucking worked them the
yep,
first time. Just, all right,
yep,
buddy, I see you next week with your injury. And bro's just devastated because of
dude.
his own injury.
Dude's back there in tears, and everybody's like, "Ah, we'll see you next week. I'm sure you'll
See you
come
next
out
week.
next week."
You're not get me this time, asshole. He's just legitimately injured.
The
But,
boy who cried wolf,
yeah,
bro. It's
he
Seth
probably
Rollins at this point.
like, I get you don't want to tell everybody backstage, but god damn, you hit it from everyone backstage. That is not great.
No, you know, yeah, you should more than likely tell your buddies.
You're
Don't go
fine.
don't go run into the writers, that are more than likely paid off by Dave Meltzer or paid off by Fightful to give them the inside scoop. But it's you do I wouldn't say, and even it happened with like a lot of the R Truth stuff. Was a lot of the guys were asking him if it was a work, and he was telling them no, and obviously they believed him, because all the guys were saying, like,
Concerned.
if it was a work, he would have told us. He would have just told us, don't say anything. And the boys don't say anything. And I mean, some of the boys might say stuff, but like closer friends, I'm sure wouldn't say anything if they knew that it meant a lot to him and it meant a lot to, not let the story out. And again, you don't got to go telling the writers and the producers and whatnot, because again, 9 times out of 10, those are the guys that are what was Boozer Wrestlings and all those, all those guys. But like, you know, it's probably not too good for morale to just be lying, because again, it just gives off, that gives off in your locker room the whole boy who cried wolf mentality. So that's just that's not good for that is not good for anybody, I guess, in the state of the locker room. How long is Rollins going to be hurt? How long is Rollins going to be hurt, you might ask? That would be a very valid question. Well, apparently, according to Uncle Dave, Seth Rollins could be out of action through WrestleMania 42. He says, well, it looks like he's going to need surgery on the shoulder, and that's pretty much it. The story that I got was that he was going to have surgery as soon as possible. That was from a couple days ago, and everything else, I haven't heard anything as far as what they're going to do with the World Heavyweight Championship, but if he has surgery, he's going to be out for a long time, probably past WrestleMania. So then obviously you would ask yourself by default, man, that sucks. That sucks for Rollins. What was Rollins going to do at Mania? Darn it, he's going to have to miss that now. Well, according to Uncle Dave, Seth Rollins was tentatively scheduled for a match with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 42. Seth Rollins, he says, and I quote, Seth Rollins was tentatively scheduled to wrestle Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. I don't know this. What? But I...
Meltzer.
Homie. Okay. It gets worse. Okay, he says Rollins was tentatively scheduled to wrestle Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. I don't know this, but I've been told this. So you do know that.
So what the fuck do you know? I think he meant I didn't know this, prior to.
I would certainly hope so.
I would hope that's what he meant, because I fucking love Melter, man. He does not know how to talk, and it's amazing. I didn't know, man, but I was told this.
This man needs to go back to a second grade level language arts class, because my God. So I don't know this, but I've been told this, and I've been told this enough to where I expect there to be a turn on Seth at some point. The whole thing with this faction was not about Seth Rollins. It was about Braun Breaker and making Braun Breaker the next Roman Reigns. I doubt it was going to be this early. What do you mean there's going to be a turn at some point? This came out after the Vision turn. So,
like, I think what he's trying to say is that prior to this injury and change of plans, he's heard that the overall plan was for the turn at the end of the day, which I mean, no fucking shit. That's every faction ever. But
how long did it take Meltzer to figure that one out? Did he think the group was just going to stay together forever? I mean, what?
Maybe, man. Maybe, but I think that's what he means by saying this. That was the rumblings he heard the whole time with the group. It just got fast tracked. Hey, dude, I got you know how they say if you know two languages, that's all career. I know two languages. I think I could decipher Dave Meltzer, bro. That's insane.
I was gonna say I probably both of us are probably bilingual when it comes to the English language and Dave Meltzer speech. So, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of this at all. To be 100% honest with you, just because these guys are two greats does not mean they need to have a WrestleMania match together. There are a fucking ton of greats that have never had a WrestleMania match together. And guess what? Whoop-de fucking do. Just because if there's a match with Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns that I would genuinely want to see on a WrestleMania stage, I think the day is past us. And I think the day is past us because their boy left the company about 5 or 6 years ago. Okay, and that would be Rollins versus Reigns versus Ambrose. That's the WrestleMania match with Rollins and Reigns that I would want to see. And obviously Rollins, Reigns, and Punk was awesome. And obviously that's. It ended up being great. I can't say that was one thing that I was, I had it on my bucket list. Like, man, we need to see that at WrestleMania. Rollins versus Roman Reigns again. Everybody uses the argument, how do these two greats not have a one-on-one WrestleMania match together? Okay, you can ask the same question about John Cena and Randy Orton. You can ask the same question. I don't think John Cena and Edge have had a WrestleMania match to one-on-one WrestleMania match together. I know, both guys have been involved in triple threat matches at Mania with John Cena, but again, just because they're two greats and they're two, long-time rivals does not mean they have to have a WrestleMania match together. Look at all the great you don't need WrestleMania to define a rivalry. Again, look at John Cena and Randy Orton. That's one of the John Cena and Edge. Those are two of the great rivalry. John Cena and CM Punk. Those guys have never had a WrestleMania one-on-one match together. John Cena and AJ Styles have never had a WrestleMania one-on-one match together. And everybody uses that as, how do these two greats not have a WrestleMania one-on-one match together?
I just don't.
Why do Shawn Michaels and Eddie Guerrero not have a WrestleMania match together? Okay, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, bro. I don't know what to tell you. These guys do not need a WrestleMania one-on-one match together, and it certainly doesn't need to be for the World Heavyweight Championship. This does genuinely scare me for the way that Triple H thinks, because dude, there's more important things to do with both guys. Like, I'm sorry, but if you wanted to do a Rollins and Reigns one-on-one Mania match, the time has passed, and we can all thank Vince for fucking it up, because he wanted to give us Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar at every fucking WrestleMania because he thought that was modern day Rock and Austin for some reason. Rollins, Rollins and Reigns, if they wanted to main event a WrestleMania together, I could have seen Mania 38. I could have seen Mania 36. I could have seen Mania 35. I could have seen one of those numbers because both guys weren't really doing shit. Mania, I don't fucking know. 34, when Roman was, damn near a heel and Rollins was over his shit. That could have been awesome. But they didn't go that route. Man. And I mean, I don't personally want to see it. I don't really care to see a one-on-one Roman versus Seth match. And the thing is, I certainly didn't want to see this for the World Heavyweight Championship. So that genuinely makes me wonder, did they always plan on putting the title on Punk at this upcoming Saturday night's main event? Because if this match was going to be for the World Heavyweight Championship, honestly, what a waste. You can do so much more with Rollins at WrestleMania. You can do so much more with Rollins, having him go up against a Bronson Reed. And then don't even get me started on Roman. Roman can do the Fatu match. He can do the Braun Breaker match for anybody that still has a glimmer of hope. You can get your Rock match in there, right? We all know that's not going to happen. But again, for the people that do hold out hope, there's so much more you could do with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Obafemi. Same thing with Seth Rollins. You could have threw Seth Rollins in there with Obafemi. There's just, you get my point. There's so much more, and specifically speaking, um, Braun Breaker and Jacob Fatu. How do you not look at those two matches and say that's a Roman match we got to get out the way? And then again, again moving forward with Rollins, there's so much younger names you could put Rollins in the ring with at WrestleMania. And two, with Rollins, I thought the story was gearing up for Rollins to go up against Punk at Mania because the story you built at SummerSlam pointed to that. So
It
how you get Rollins versus Punk or Rollins versus Roman out of that, it genuinely kind of gives me, obviously not as bad, but it gives me a little bit of Jay versus Gunther vibes. It's just kind of like, who asked for this? Like, what, like who asked for this? And obviously this obviously wasn't going to be in the ballpark of what you were doing with Jay and Gunther, but two, Seth and Roman, yes, they were in a triple threat, but they were involved in this. They were involved, with each other with Mania season last year. So, how you get to that conclusion kind of has me looking a little sideways because, again, who asked for this? Who asked for these guys to be involved, with each other at Mania again? And then two, what do you do with Punk? Again, that's why I'm saying all signs just pointed to Rollins versus Punk, Reigns versus Breaker. How do you get Rollins and Roman out of that? I don't get it. I don't want to see it. It's not anything that ever really interests me, to be honest.
No, it's really not. When I saw it for months on Twitter and whatnot, people saying that was that it should be the Mania match and they wanted it to be the Mania match and all this, and that it is. And every time I see it, I'm thinking, first of all, Punk is the whole story with Seth Rollins. And then that's everyone's problem is they keep Punk around Seth Rollins, and at the end of the day, they did. And they weren't gonna have it pay off at WrestleMania apparently, and you're just gonna repeat a match we've seen a million times before, which is good, but it's something we've seen a million times before. Not only do I think either men could have done better, I think the title could have done better. If that match would have been for the title, that is a waste of that title for WrestleMania. You could have that title be Seth Rollins versus a younger person, Punk versus a younger person, a younger person versus. Why are we having two people who've been in the main event scene for like fucking 15 years in this company
Yep.
face each other again for the 15th time in the company for a title they neither need? And that's not even saying I don't want them to hold the title. I would love for Roman to hold that title one day. I think he should. But now's not the time. Now's not the time. It would have been Braun's time. It would have been, yeah, he's older, but at least Punk was the story you were building. So let it pay off then or something. But I hated the idea to that match, and in a way, I'm glad we don't have to get that because that sounded like the most waste of everyone's time in the world. And I hope that in its absence, they could do something much more interesting with that title for
Yeah,
WrestleMania, man.
and
Hmm.
and you mention the it being a waste for the championship, and I do, I do gotta agree with that as well because it's like and it doesn't really, again, it doesn't really have anything to do with their age because again, I'm sitting here lobbying for the fucking 50-year-old damn near CM Punk to win the World Heavyweight
Yeah.
Championship, but it's like that's a story people want to see. People want to see Punk get culminated with a world championship, and there's no better place to do it at WrestleMania, to be honest. The guy's just that fucking over. But with Roman, what's the payoff here? Roman gets another world title, which again is something that I think we could maybe wait a little bit longer before we do again. Either that or what? Rollins retains the championship at Mania, like no fucking thank you. I don't want to see that. Like, again, I want to see Punk get a world championship. He hasn't had an actual world title reign since uh what, 2013. Obviously he just won it, but he didn't really have a reign with it. But yeah, people want to see that. People want to see that, man. But it's like, again, it's like, obviously I obviously want to see Roman maybe get his hands on the title again one day, so he can drop it to a Braun or a Jacob Fatu. But I just don't really care to see him take the title. I don't care to see him be the guy to dethrone Rollins when you've spent the last fucking 2 years building up Punk and Rollins to us as an audience. So, like, were you just not gonna reward us with that, or were you just gonna give us the payoff at a fucking Saturday night's main event show to a feud that you've been building, and just again selling to us as a major feud in the company for as long as CM Punk's been back in the company? So I don't know. I'm not really down with this. I think it's a waste of both guys' time. I don't know what you would do with CM Punk at this point, if this match were to end up happening. And then two, again, speaking hypothetically, if both guys did walk into Mania, there is so much more useful stuff you can do with both guys' time than Rollins versus Reigns in a one-on-one match. I just don't. I'm not messing with that, man. Personally, I am not messing with that at all.
No, I really wasn't. That match sounded horrible. Not because it's horrible. The situation, everything around it, made it something I would have just never wanted to see at WrestleMania for the World Heavyweight Championship. So, hopefully, in the change of plans, they could come up with something much more interesting and much more fresh, man. Because, like you said, that also scares me from the Triple H booking mentality. You just saw, oh, two big names. Oh, they have history. We'll just do the world title with them at WrestleMania. Fuck it. Like that. That's all you could. That's all you could come up with. Um, Man, every fucking story that comes out, I just get more and more scared with the creative direction of WWE and Triple H.
Yeah, no, because I'm starting to think that Triple H has, like, who asked for this syndrome when it comes to WrestleMania season. Like honest to God, like, especially last year with Gunther and Jay, who the fuck asked for this? It's like, what? No, nobody, and literally nobody asked for this shit, bro. Like, why are we? I don't want this. Why are you giving this to me? I don't know, but I mean, it's just something that I don't know. I hope isn't a theme for WrestleMania season, because again, who asked for that, bro? These guys were literally involved with Mania, with
Last year.
involved in WrestleMania season with each other last year. So I don't really understand that. But that is the news on Seth Rollins and his injury, whether it's fake, whether it's not. That is the news on his, again, fake-ish maybe injury, maybe real injury. We don't know. We will obviously have more to talk about on Monday when we get into that whole thing. But that is the news on Seth Rollins, the Vision breakup, the creative pivot around the Vision breakup, and whatnot, man. So that is everything regarding Seth Rollins, man. And with that being said, we do have another round of releases in WWE, man, as WWE, more specifically NXT, did a cut of releases as, let's see. So, over the last 2 days, more and more, and this was a couple days ago, but more and more names from WWE's ID program from the and from the NXT roster have been revealing their time with the company has come to an end. Several releases taking place following the news of Kylie Ray and Zeta Steele exiting the WWE ID program. The mass of new names are now added to the. There is a new mass of names added to the list. Some of the more prominent names include former NXT North American and Tag Team Champion Wes Lee. Exits the company after 5 years with the promotion, and he spent his entire tenure in WWE's developmental brand. Elsewhere, Stevie Turner has has also received her WWE release. Who started out in NXT UK back in 2021 before moving to the US NXT. She spent most of her time as the general manager for WWE Evolve. Another notable release is a member of the Envoi family. Lance Envoi has announced his WWE exit just a year or so after being signed to WWE. Other names include Draco Knox, Jin Tala, Hayes Jameson, Summer Sorrell, and Braden BJ Ray, and Jamar Hampton.
Bro, what are these fucking names, dude? Every time we do these fucking list of NXT release names, I just die laughing every time because, dude, what is the naming process here? That is insane.
I'm sorry, but who in their right mind chose Jin Tala as a as a fucking name? Draco
Michael
Knox,
Cole trying to.
Hayes
You know what's the
Jameson.
you know what's a great way that you can determine if a name is good or not? Imagine Michael Cole trying to pronounce it. That if Jim Tala or Jin, not Jim, Jin Tala. What the what is that name, dude? What are these names?
Jin Tala, Draco
Jin
Knox.
Tala,
It's Hayes Jameson,
Draco Knox. What
Summer
are these
Sorrell.
names? Summer Sorelli.
Dude, oh man.
That's horrible.
So starting off, starting off with the first ones, obviously, Kylie Ray is very sad to see. I've always been a big fan of Kylie Ray. I've always been a big fan of her ever since her opening days in AEW. Man, I thought she was going to be the what ended up being Britt Baker. I thought she was going to be the Britt Baker of that AEW women's division. I thought she was going to be the standout of it. I thought she was just tremendous. And obviously, she's had her little stints in WWE. Most recently, she just got pregnant again. And they release her. I think that's pretty shitty to do. As she's pregnant. And then Zeta Steele as well, another member of the ID program. It looks like the ID program is sort of fizzling out. I don't know why. I thought the ID program was a great concept, but I could see the reason why TKO didn't like it is, you're pretty much just damn near giving free money away and you're kind of just, helping independent people, which why help people that are just going to work for other companies. I could see where TKO's greed might come in with that, but at the end of the day, um like I said, I don't really understand it, but I could see why. I could see where TKO might think like, oh, let's not just dump money away as they want to maximize profits here in today's current WWE. As for the names in NXT, Wesley, did you hear that they never had any plans at all to ever bring him to the main roster? They
I
never.
did see that.
So why was he in the company for as long as he was? I ask
Why are you
because
wasting his time?
I was gonna say, why waste the television time? Why waste resources into somebody who you have absolutely never seen a plan for? Why? Why?
I,
And
I, I don't get it.
And from what I hear, and which is especially unfortunate about Wesley, from what I hear from a lot of the NXT heads, is that his heel turn ruined him. Now, again, I wouldn't know that, but a lot of the NXT people say, you know, he was a very exciting babyface, which I can say that. I've seen a lot of his work when he was a babyface, and he was an exciting high flyer. He obviously knows what he's doing in the ring. So, he was a very exciting high flyer on the brand, and he probably could have been a solid ass mid carder on, you know, what is your dying mid card division on fucking SmackDown. So you know, I could have absolutely seen him as a solid mid carder, man. But at the end of the day, he gets released. I'm sure. I don't know if the Rascals are still over there, but I'm sure he's gonna go right over to TNA and be, you know, linked back up with the Rascals again, and they're gonna run their whole angle of getting back together. But that sucks, man. That sucks because again, you released the guy after you turned him heel and you ruined him. So you know, it just really sucks, and it also sucks to hear they never had any plans for somebody that a lot of people really did like, man. So it really it really just, you know, it really did the man no favors, and then obviously they just you know dump him to the curb. So it sucks to see for his case.
It really does. It sucks to see someone that has like just WWE and some, you know, wrestling companies do this all the time, and I never get it. Someone's so good at something, whether it's being a heel or being a face, and then sometimes these companies just have an obsession with them only being the other thing that they're not as good at, and they just completely just pump the brakes on their career. I never understood why companies do that. If you have someone who's really good at a certain thing, do that certain thing. I don't, I never understood that shit, and it was a detriment to him. And at the end of the day, they wasted his time, they wasted their own time, and I really don't know what the overall goal with that was. I really don't know. Wish him the best. I think he already changed his name back to Desmond Xavier, and I'm sure he's going to be teaming up with the Rascals in TNA. So wish the best for him, man. It's such a dumb situation.
For sure, man. And then obviously the other big fish, bro. Dave Meltzer was actually fucking right, bro. Lance
He didn't make it.
Noye didn't he
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 didn't fucking make it.
he did he actually didn't fucking make it. What the fuck?
Dude is a man. We always, you know, sometimes Meltzer just hits it on the fucking head, and
Dude,
he hit it on the head, bro. He hit on the head with the Rock. He's hitting it on the head here with fucking. He didn't make it, dude. He didn't fucking make it. That's crazy,
bro did not make it. Lance
bro.
Noye did not make it, bro.
And
Dave.
how 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 do you not make it past the PC, bro? How bad are you?
Bro didn't even make it. Bro didn't even make an appearance on television. He didn't make it out
No.
of the training ring.
Dude, they have Nikita Lyons on NXT television, bro. How are you worse than that?
Bro,
I gotta see the tapes because I don't believe you could be worse.
my God. They have Dark State members on TV.
York State on TV weekly. They like, what are y'all doing?
Was bro
How is he
worse
that
than
bad?
that?
If
Cause
he's worse than that, holy hell, dude.
he can't be worse than Hikuleo. There's no way.
I thought Hikaleo. I wouldn't. All due respect to him, I probably wouldn't even kept Hikaleo this time over, dude. Dude is literally a
He
big
wouldn't
boot in
have
a
made it.
clothesline. That's literally. He wouldn't have made it to
Yeah,
me.
he wouldn't have made it
He would
either.
not have made
There's
it.
no fucking way.
Like, but like, how did he? Is he worse? How can you be worse?
Bro's a member of the Anawai family and got fucking released before they even threw him on television. You know how bad
How is
you
he?
gotta be to not make it and you're an Anawai? Come on,
They have
bro.
Hikaleo, bro. Dude sucks. And he no, he is worse and Hikuleo. Holy hell, I need to see it. It's so bad that I want to see it.
Bro. Yeah, there is. I refuse to believe that Tali Tonga made it through the fucking door and Lance Anoa'i got released before he got out of the training ring. There's just no way. There, there's that. I can't even wrap my brain around this, man. I can't even. Dave was actually fucking right, bro. Bro did not make it. I can't believe it. I can't believe it, man. This, this motherfucker did not make it, bro. Lance Anoa'i is an Anoa'i and didn't make it out of the training ring. Bro didn't make it. What the
Bro, how
fuck?
bad was he? Did he drop a fucking coach on his head or something? What did he do?
did
What happened?
I don't know, man. Maybe Hikuleo's a big boot and a clothesline. Maybe he was just a clothesline. I mean, I don't know what happened.
I have no idea. That is crazy.
As for the other names, I honestly have no idea who any of them are except for Braden BJ Ray. Which I'm sorry for him. I hope he finds another line of work. I wasn't really I've,
Come on, bro. Yeah, nah, I didn't give a fuck about him, dude. He was the most generic. I have like that fake over try hard charisma in the world. Like I wasn't a fan.
Yeah, I've been seeing some of his posts. He was talking about wanting to become the most epic heel that nobody's ever seen before. He kind of just acted like a kid. Um,
Yeah.
that was so. Not that the guy I'm about to say was ever that bad, but that was what took a big learning curve for me with Javon Evans. Is when when he first started with promos, it kind of just sounded like an 8-year-old talking. That's what I got from Braden J. Ray, or what Braden BJ Ray. He kind of just sounded like a fucking kid. Which obviously, as you guys know nowadays, I actually like Javon Evans. I've actually taken a liking to him. I think his promos sound a lot better, to the point where he's kept his style of promo, and he talks with his lingo, which is lingo that I do understand, but he doesn't come off saying it like a kid anymore. He doesn't. He can sound more serious. I think his tones sound a little more serious now. He sounds more like a young adult, or a young OG, as he says. But BJ Ray. He just sounds like he sounds like a child, bro. He like I don't know if you ever seen that video of him trying to like rizz up Charlotte Flair. If that is your charisma, then I just trust me. I've seen a lot of bad Riz in my day. I've seen some ultimate failures of trying to Riz somebody up, but like that's just that is bad, man. I mean, you look and sound like a fucking child. However, um again, yeah, his charisma, I don't know, he sounded like a kid, bro. He just sounded like a fucking kid. So yeah, hopefully 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 he finds his light at the end of the tunnel, man, but I don't think it's in a squared circle. So yeah, that is that. Yeah, and hopefully he learns how to sound like an adult and speak with somewhat of a serious tone. So yeah, there you go. Well, speaking of a hopeful release, as actually before we get to that, I want to say hello. We got my man Hunter in chat.
Okay.
We got my man David, and of course, we have the one, the only, the owner of GDR Finances LLC, Mr. Walk him down and cut they shiz off, Mr. walk him down and run that marathon. Mr. Walk him down and cook that shit up. Mr. Walk him down and climb that tree. We have the man, the myth, the legend. We got our boy Gotti. How are you doing, brother? Thank you for being here as always. I was gonna do it in the intro, but you weren't here yet, so I had to wait to give you your introduction. So there you go. And yes, Hunter does give us a little reassurance on the Wesley heel turn, man. David says Obafemi is coming to Raw. Let me think.
Well, it's interesting because I'm hearing a certain someone is coming to SmackDown tonight, and I would have thought he would have been on Raw. So maybe they're moving more people around than I thought. So
It
it's
could
interesting.
pivot now because of all the
It
injuries
could
on
pivot.
SmackDown and because of the new creative team on SmackDown. They could want. I honestly, at this point, I could see Oh, no, I think Obafemi's going to SmackDown. I forgot about the whole Sami Zayn idea. Yeah, I think Obafemi's going to SmackDown. I think he's going to take the U.S. title from Sami. That's just my
That is true.
that's my thinking. Um,
That's my overall prediction, but I am hearing a name coming to SmackDown. And I thought they would have came back to a certain brand, and they're not. So it's very interesting.
Dragonoff?
That's what I'm hearing. That's what
No.
like the rumors are, is that he's gonna be on SmackDown.
What
And
the
God,
fuck?
I dread that.
No, I want him on Raw. I want him on.
Same.
I want.
I
What
want
the
him on my
fuck?
show that I actually watch and enjoy it. Well, enjoy
Sometimes
occasionally.
enjoy. It's the more enjoyable of the two.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
that ruins my
Yeah,
whole idea. God damn it.
that's the rumor I'm hearing. I hope it's false, but I'm seeing a lot of it today, so I'm scared.
Great. Fucking great. Um, nah. If and we'll get to the whole call up thing, but actually, let's just go over it now. So we actually do have some news on some call ups, as according to WRKD Wrestling, call ups from NXT to SmackDown are reportedly expected to take place sooner rather than later. This is to fill some of the gaps left by recent injuries and help freshen up the product. If I was WWE, I think a great, and again, I don't know how much this would hurt NXT. There's two names I would call up to SmackDown to freshen up the show that I think would give the show a nice beacon of light. Obafemi and Javon Evans. Those are, if you want to call up anybody else, I could see them wanting to keep Javon Evans in NXT because he's so young, and they want to keep him down there for as long as they fucking possibly can have their grip on the man, so they can put the NXT title on him eventually one day. That's coming, but I would do that personally. I think he's ready. Obviously, he was on SmackDown a couple weeks ago, facing Sami Zayn, so I think that would be a good call. I think it would. But again, I would. Obafemi, though, was a lock. Again, if you really wanted to get
So
ballsy with it, you could call Javon Evans up there too. Just because I think he would be a nice freshen up for the brand. As he's an exciting guy to watch. But Obafemi, on the other hand, he's ready. Get the guy on the main roster. What the fuck are we doing? And then there's obviously other names that you can call up too. I don't know how much confidence I have in them having a legit run in the in the company. On SmackDown, names like Ethan Page. Um, so oh god damn it, Gotti, you missed your introduction. Well,
good.
this is like 3 to 5 minutes ago. I gave you your introduction though, man. But I'm sorry I've been missing some of your lives, dude. I've been it's been a busy week, but I have been getting the
I have
notifications
been.
for them. But
I have been.
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Exactly. I'm doing good, man. How about you?
So, like I was saying, man, there is names like Ethan Page that you can call up and whatnot. I just don't know how much confidence I have in WWE really doing stuff of substance with the guy. So, but again, if WWE wanted to be really ballsy, I would call up Javon Evans. But for sure, Obafemi, I think would be great. As for like you said, as for the rumors of Dragunov coming back on SmackDown, I don't think that's the way to go at all. I would personally, again, and we'll get to it because we have a little bit of news on Cena. I would have Cena win that IC title, have him drop it to Gunther, and have Gunther drop it to Dragunov. That's personally what I would do, but apparently Triple H has different ideas if that rumor is true. But yeah, I mean, there's clearly no shortage of work for that new SmackDown creative team.
the um the AI creative team apparently. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's a good thing that they are calling people up. Overall, the best way to shake up, the interest to your shows creatively is, I don't know, maybe a fucking draft, but
Yeah, maybe.
they just fucking refuse to do one for some reason. So they're just gonna call up people and call it a day. I think Oba's a lock. I don't think they'll do Javon Evans yet. I would, to be honest, because he had that momentum from that Sami Zayn match. It's obvious. Fans like him. I would capitalize on that, and I would give these people a fresh face to watch. But they're not going to do that. But I think Oba is a lock.
I think so. I think so for sure. The reason all this, I guess, uncertainty is coming about is because of this story, man. Because according to Bodyslam.net, Jacob Fatu is reportedly said to be dealing with a non-wrestling related injury that's expected to keep him out of action for an extended period of time, with it possibly being well into 2026. Which is very interesting because I think he has a number one contender match tonight against
I think he
Drew.
does.
So I don't know. They might
Maybe
shoot around it, but
maybe someone takes him out and takes his spot, and maybe Oba doesn't go for Sammy. That would be cool.
if Oba goes for Cody Rhodes and Cody Rhodes beats him, I actually might lose
Oh
my
god.
shit. Yeah, it's
We
a.
gotta beat him up.
I was
We gotta jump him at that point because
at this point. It may take all of us
he's
jumping
gotta go.
Cody Rhodes because we got to do something with the guy at that point. But no, this sucks, dude. And when I tell you this sucks, I mean, first of all, bro is off TV for like 2 months. You bring him back. You feud him with Drew McIntyre to pack up Drew McIntyre again, as if the guy hasn't already been packed up enough. And now there is a non-wrestling related injury. So obviously that could be anything. Could have hurt himself mowing the lawn. He could have hurt himself cleaning the gutters. We don't know what he hurt himself doing exactly, but um well into 2026 is nuts work. I cannot lie to you, man. It is really going to suck without Jacob Fatu, as SmackDown desperately needs the help now because my god, what are we doing? Uh the injury bug yet again strikes, and it's strikes on the show that does not in the slightest need anybody to take off some injury time, because this show is on life support, man. And again, we'll see if it gets any better tonight, being that this is week 2 of WWE's new and innovative SmackDown creative team. Their name is Writer AI. So we'll see what they come up with this week. And I don't know, man. It sucks to see Jacob Fatu go out, man, because again, this is a guy that it seemed they were pushing for the main event scene, and again, now we're hit with this news, man, as he just came back. So it does really suck.
It does. It really sucks. I really hope it's not going to take that long, and I really hope he's good and healthy. He's going to be out for a little bit. Hopefully not too long, man. But I wish him the best, man. And that really sucks for SmackDown, man. They 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 got nobody, bro. They
Dude.
don't got a fucking soul on that show. Because good lord, man, everyone that's great is having to drop like flies.
Yeah, they really are. They really are. And speaking of writer AI, according to Uncle Dave, WWE reportedly has a contract with Writer AI, a platform good God, a platform which has been fed WWE content to transition into AI-based storytelling. The feeling is once bugs are worked out, that AI will have a major impact on storyline direction. As of right now, the AI reportedly pitched a storyline where Bobby Lashley returned as a wrestler who was obsessed with Japanese culture and history. I'm sorry, what the fuck did I just read? Maybe this is why maybe this is why Andrade pulled up in AEW. Maybe because maybe there was a storyline where Andrade went against his TKO contract and showed up in the Don Callis family.
Maybe, man. Maybe you know. Maybe that explains everything on all these shows. Maybe that's why AJ Styles is homies with Dragon Lee so hard, man. Maybe AI just put those two together, dude.
I
What the
was
fuck
gonna
is this?
I was gonna say that this might explain El Grande getting Rayo and Mayo with him.
Genuinely, that might explain that shit because this is garbage. This AI fucking storytelling is garbage. What are you paying a team of writers for? At the end of the day, what the fuck are those people getting paid for? If you're just plugging this shit in a fucking computer and shitting out Bobby Lashley, who's not even in the company, being obsessed with Japanese culture. Uh, what is it gonna spit out next? Is fucking is Curtis Axel going to be spat out and put into the vision for that fucking AI? What is this shit? Can it, dude? Can that shit? That is already dog shit.
You know, I, I honest to God, this is actually one of the saddest things I've ever heard, being that the guy running the show is seriously one of the most innovative, creative, and smart minds the business has ever seen. Legit. Just watch Prime NXT and you know. And
Yeah.
that's why we're hard on him, because we hold him to a standard that we all fucking know he should be held to. Triple fucking H is the chief content officer. He is the guy to go through when it comes to this creative shit. And we have to hear stories like this. I mean, are you kidding me? We have to hear stories like this, that WWE is feeding AI content to map out their story directions with. What happened to, I don't know, your brain? Where is you Can you just logically look at a story and see where things are going? It's not hard for us to do. It's not, and again, don't take it from us, cuz we're the wrestling fans that, think we're the booker. All of you guys, every wrestling fan does it. Every wrestling fan comes up with ideas in their brain that are 90% of them are better than the fucking shit that WWE has going on. So why is it so hard for them to do it? Why? It's not hard to do. You book the shit you can book, and the shit that you can't book, you give to other people to book. Okay, I want to
Yeah.
book the main event scene. Ah, shit. I feel like I haven't been giving love to the tag division. You know what? I want you to focus on the tag division and make this good. Make this, feel rejuvenated. Put some creative thought and vision behind this. It's not that hard. Obviously, you can't do everything yourself. So that's why you break it up into sections and you give people, okay, I'll deal with the main event shit. If you want to go ahead and deal with what's going on with the US title, you go ahead, deal with everything that's going on with the mid card titles. You deal what's going on with everything in the women's division, and you take the tag teams and book it. And we all have a
Hmm.
creative vision on where we want to go with this type of thing. We have to hear about this. Are you actually kidding me right now, bro? This is some of the saddest stuff you can imagine to hear from a company, man. And again, and I'm gonna hold them to the same standard that I held AEW with, because we heard about this a couple years ago with Tony Khan and him using Chat GPT to give him ideas for creative. Like, dude, you guys are creative. Again, Tony, we've seen what you've produced with Punk and MJF, the whole Adam Page story. We know you can be innovative and you can be creative and you can be compelling with your storytelling. And a couple years after that, we got to hear about you using Chat GPT, and here we got to hear about them using Writer AI to force major impact on their story directions. And holy hell, Bobby Lashley is obsessed with Japanese culture and history. Who is he? Shinsuke Nakamura coming out with the samurai mask? What the fuck? What? Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley. Okay. That first of all, again, bro's not even in the fucking company. And why would he be obsessed with Japanese culture and history? Can anybody explain that? How does that make any sense?
I don't know, man. It makes no sense. It's so lazy. It's so disrespectful to your own job and own show and own team that you work with. It's horrible, man. It's fucking horrible. I hope that thing they're trying crashes and burns, because their fucking creative is a crash and burn at this point, and shit needs to change, dude. This is the man that wrote Prime NXT,
Yep.
and he's relying on fucking AI to write fucking garbage. I don't get it, dude. What are the writers for? What are you guys getting paid for?
And that's what no, 100%. And that's what I'm saying too. Like, bro, one of my favorite stories of all time was booked by Triple H. He didn't use writer AI for that. You know what he went off? His brain and where the story would naturally go through natural progression. Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. That was a brainchild, a mastermind of Triple H. This dude booked the Undisputed Era. This dude booked the Demon Finn Balor. This dude booked
Bloodline.
the fucking Bloodline. This guy booked the Undisputed
Bloodline.
Era. What else? Shayna Baszler, Hugger Bailey. Um,
Hmm.
good God, the list goes on. Limitless Keith Lee. All of this shit was booked by Triple H. Shit that was peak. British Strong Style, Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne, that whole UK circle, Walter. That was all Triple H. That was all fucking Triple H. And we got to hear about this kind of stuff, man. And then you wonder, and then you honestly wonder why your show is down in the dumps and why there's no interest. You're that creatively bankrupt, you have to go to AI. If you're that creatively bankrupt, then just don't do creative. Give it to somebody
Do
who's
creative.
not.
Exactly, man. That's literally your whole job, and you can't even do it. Crazy.
It's in the name. Creative. Be creative. It's not
create.
hard. And if it is too hard, then don't do it.
Exactly. Then goodbye.
Writer AI. Good Lord. Well, yeah. So apparently this is I'm sure this is who Road Dogg is the head of creative for, not any actual
Yep.
human beings. Writer AI. Oh, we need an idea. Put it in the chat. See what it spits back.
Literally.
What are we gonna
Oh,
get?
fucking Bobby Lashley.
I was gonna what's gonna be next? Jacob Fatu is gonna have an overloving obsession for fucking butterflies, which is gonna lead him to the WWE Championship. I mean, what? What? I mean,
Probably, dude. I would fucking doubt it.
is Ilya Dragunov gonna come back as Dmitry, the Russian mob boss? I mean, what are we doing? What the fuck, man?
It's horrible.
What a joke. Yeah. So there you go. Speaking of a fucking joke, now that I'm fucking pissed off, let's keep it going. Def Rebel. According to Bodyslam.net, Def Rebel are reportedly on their final contract with WWE, but it is uncertain when it expires. One source reportedly claimed that WWE is looking forward or looking to work, with outside artists in the future for entrance themes. And with that, Bodyslam.net also is reporting that talent have reportedly been frustrated with not having any input for their theme songs. WWE may finally listen to squashing that frustration.
You fucking long enough. I mean, it was
Okay,
pretty fucking obvious to do this.
my question is, because let's
Right.
see, back in yeah, back in what would that be? September of last year, so over a year ago. It was reported that Def Rebel it was reported by PWN that Def Rebel would be their contract was up late 2025. Did WWE sign them for one final run? Like, dude, they don't have the sauce. I mean, how long is it gonna take before you realize that, you know, fucking everybody's theme song that starts with, Jacob Fatu, Judgment Day, it is not a good fucking song. All rise. I mean, it sucks. I mean, did you get? Are they on their farewell tour as well? Did you give them? Is the last time now for them? Why would you even give them another chance? I don't understand. Because again, I heard it was the end of, or I heard it was the end of the end of 2024, and here we are in October of 2025, and they're still here. We literally heard the end of the year, and that was last year. So, what are we doing?
They have Finn Balor coming out to Mexican rap music every fucking Monday Night Raw. It's horrible, dude. They suck. Dude, why are you still with them, man? Why? What does it take for you to be like, okay, we should probably can them?
These fucking guys suck, man. These guys absolutely
Horrible.
suck. As for them wanting to look for outside artists, that's always a good thing. Obviously, we've seen a little bit of that with like LA Knight. Damian Priest, I think, has like a riff that's, not Def Rebel. In his theme song, even though his theme song is just fucking atrocious. It doesn't really I mean, it makes it like a 0.5% better, but it still sucks. And obviously we've seen a lot of people revert back to their old music. Street Profits, Nakamura, Kairi Sane, Aleister Black has his old song. I wish we can give Rusev his old song back. Same thing with Sheamus and Drew, but we have seen quite a couple people get their old songs back, so I'm glad for that. And I think talent should have an input on their theme songs, man, because why wouldn't they? Isn't their character supposed to be an extension of them? And they should not have to come out to a theme song that makes you feel uncomfortable when you come out there. I mean, you when you're making your entrance, you want to feel cool. You want to feel in the zone. You want that motherfucker to hit like the Death Riders song. Do you see how into that shit John Moxley gets? I mean, bro loves that song. Brody is not fucking around when that song comes on. I mean, that song just exudes aura. But again, do you think he would come out the same way if his song started with I'm the Death Rider? And then John Moxley fucking walked out there with da-da, da-da, da-da-da. Like, no, it wouldn't hit the same. But obviously, you know, the air raid horn or whatever the fuck in the beginning, and then into that riff, bro, that should just get you in the zone, bro. I mean, and bro's in the zone.
You win, bro.
Do you think Roman Reigns, when he came out to head of the table, would be that in the zone and that just that aura filled if his song started off with I'm the head of the table? Or what was that Def Rebel remix? It was like, it's not you. It's never been you. It's always been me. and it's like some generic rap beat behind head of the table. Like, no, it wouldn't fucking hit the same. So like, how do you think some of these people feel? Look at Sheamus. Sheamus looks like he's floating down the lazy river coming out, listening to that fucking god awful theme song he comes out with. I mean, or poor Bailey, man. I mean, holy shit. For as amazing as she's been, she's still got to come out to, oh, role model. What in the AI? I mean, did they get that off writer AI too? I mean, did they have they got that sound effect off Google Translate? You know when you type something in and you hit the little speaker button? That's how it says role model.
Like, dude, imagine this version of Bailey, this like half tweaked out Bailey coming out to that original theme, bruh. That shit would be so dope. Imagine Sheamus coming out to his goddamn theme. So imagine fucking Gunther coming out to his Walter thing, bro. Imagine that shit. Imagine the aura you would feel coming out, bro. It adds so much. And they just don't get it. They really don't get it.
Bro's got to come out to an orchestra singing his name. Gunther.
They're like, dude, that shit is lame, bro. It's lame.
When Gunther comes back, give him Symphony Number 9. I don't care how much Gunther wants to look at it from a positive standpoint and say, you know, it's nice to try new things. Fuck that. Give him Symphony Number 9 back. Give him Symphony Number 9 back. I need to hear the and dude, could you imagine them going overseas and the crowd singing bro?
Come on,
what
bro,
the fuck are we doing? Nobody's singing his shit now. No, nobody's singing that shit. I mean,
they tried to change Randy Orton's theme song, and he had the luck and power to be able to say no to that. They were gonna have him coming out to the most generic fuck shit in the world, Randy Orton.
That shit was gonna dead ass start at War Games. You know, the buzzer was gonna sound, and we were gonna have to wait 5 minutes because Randy didn't show up, and we dead ass were about to hear, oh darn it, I hear voices in my head. And then voices was gonna start playing behind a generic rap beat. That was what they had in mind, bro.
They talk to me.
And then in the middle of the song, we were gonna hear, "I'm gonna punt your freaking head off," and then it was gonna go into the riff.
Because you look at fucking Damian Priest's god awful theme. He's just talking in the middle of it, and it's the most generic dork ass lines in the
Bad
world.
guy.
Bad guy. Yeah, you're a bad guy. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Um. I'll rise for the punishment.
All
Yeah, it
rise
is
for
a,
the
it is,
outlaw.
it is a, nobody calls you the outlaw, first of all, and second of all,
No, no.
it is a punishment watching you on television. It genuinely is. So,
Like,
you know, yeah, I mean, no, legitimately, man, they were going to Def Rebel Randy fucking Orton, Randall Keith Orton.
they were gonna death rebel him, man. That's insane.
That man was gonna come out, and we were gonna hear, "Oh darn it, I can't hear the voices out of I can't stop hearing the voices in my head." As his open. What are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? Yeah, Gunther. Gunther is at the top of the list, dude. You absolutely need to give him Symphony Number 9 back. That is such, dude. That dude, the aura when they go overseas, because U.S. crowds aren't gonna sing it. We all know how um, Hucklesbury, Arkansas is gonna be. Hucklesbury, Alabama. They're not gonna sing that shit. But you know but bro, when they go to Australia, when they go to Paris, when they go back to Germany, dude, those crowd when they go to Italy, those crowds are gonna eat Symphony Number 9 up if they give that shit to him back. But yeah, um we're to the point where talent openly will say that they don't really like their theme songs. That is so bad because people have nothing but good things to say about Jim Johnston's music. You hear Batista on
Yep.
interviews all the time talking about, I wish I could have wrestled forever. I think about coming out to my theme song all the time. And you hear about all these people talking about, man, I miss coming out to my theme song. Where is that?
It
Where
hits.
is that today?
Mm-hmm.
We don't have it. Um we got Well, again, Def Rebel's done a solid job with probably like 3 or 4 theme songs. One of which the guy isn't even in the company anymore. In fact, he's obsessed with Japanese culture and history. They did a great job with Bobby Lashley's song. They did a great job with Roman's song. I love Braun Breaker's current song, and Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa's song is a banger. So there's 5 of them for you that I think they did okay with. I think EO's song is one of theirs too. It's probably around, they've probably done about 10 songs in total that I could think of that have actually been very good. But 10 songs in 6 years. 10 songs. Nice.
10 songs, 6 years. Good lord.
Yeah, Def Rebel is they gotta go. And again, Tiffany Stratton was one recently who they asked her if she liked her theme song. I seen this interview. They asked her if you know she liked her theme song, and she's like, it could be better. That's the
Yeah.
women's world champion saying, it could be better. LOL. What? Come on, bro. That is again. That is the women's world champion. She's the most featured woman on SmackDown, burying the music company the music composers that you guys use. Get them out.
Get them out.
Speaking of theme songs, when Seth Rollins comes back, give him Redesign, Rebuild, and Reclaim by Downstate.
Please, bro. Please.
That
If he
is
comes
a
out to that shit,
slapper.
like I'll advocate him for to win that world title again, bro. Because that shit hits too hard. That song is so fire.
Redesign, Rebuild, Revision.
Fuck me. That and
Uh-huh.
Please no. Please stop. Please, please don't do that. Good God, please no. Don't let them hear that.
Yeah, well, they probably might like that too much. But
They will.
uh but no, please, bro. That would be tough. That would be tough, man. Speaking of redesign, rebuild, reclaim, I think that's what the current state of WWE's mindset needs to be doing, because Nick Khan was recently on an interview with Joy Forum 2025, and he says he believes fans will all travel to Saudi Arabia for WrestleMania in 2027. Really? Okay, I'm gonna remember that. I swear I will remember that. I can promise you I'm gonna remember that. Hey man, do you think fans from the U.S. and all across the world will travel to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia in 2027?
Really don't think so. I don't think people are paying for that flight, first of all, and I don't think people really want to go over to Saudi Arabia in the current state of the world, man. I don't think most people can or even want to do that.
Yeah, Nick, I know you can't sit there and say, yeah, I don't think anybody's showing up. But let's be real. Nobody's no.
Please,
No, no, no. Let's keep it 100, bro. Nobody's going. Nobody's going to that shit.
please,
That shit.
let's keep it 1,000.
No, nobody is going to that, bro. Just admit it. You sold out for the bag, and you fucked over most of your U.S. audience, bro. However, Tony Khan, get on it, bro. Put that big stadium show together. Put that big stadium show together. Put together a big card, and you will be fine, man. You will be just fine. Uh, we got some news on some people retiring, man. Got some news on some people retiring. AJ Styles. According to Uncle Dave, WWE reportedly has plans for AJ Styles' retirement next year, and it's not while it's not fully locked in, the belief is they are gonna do something for the former WWE champion.
He's fucked. He's gonna get the most ass retirement or something. They dead ass told, oh, you're retiring in like 7 months? Okay, we'll do something, bro. We'll do something. I gotta go plug something in chat GBT real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah, oh shit, what are we gonna do for AJ Styles' retirement tour? I don't know, ask Right or AI.
Oh shit, it's spitting out fucking Umaga. God damn it. Wait, hold on. We gotta put a XL list for certain names, man.
They got his
It's putting
final
into Taka.
they got his final match against Macho Man. Think we could do it?
I think we can do it.
So AJ, I swear to God, AJ Styles. You know what? I'll put my name in this hat.
Okay.
If CM Punk wins the World Heavyweight Championship, what about AJ versus Punk for the World Championship at WrestleMania?
I mean, I would love that. I don't know if they're smart enough to do that, but
I'm saying
God, I
this
would love that.
because I want another AJ title reign. However, or you know what? I wouldn't even mind AJ being one of the guys to win the world title because of Rollins going out with injury and then dropping it to Punk at Mania. I would not
Like
mind
that.
that
I think I would be 100% down for that. Any iteration of that,
because
I'm really fucking down for.
it gets AJ a top spot for assuming he retires at Mania. It gets AJ a top spot from now or what will be early November all the way up until what the hell would that be? April, right? you can have somebody win the Rumble and challenge Cody, which I'm maybe Randy or something. And then you can have Punk win the number one contender chamber in Chicago to face AJ Styles for the World Heavyweight Championship at Mania. And then he wins. And then he sends AJ into retirement. Would they want to do that? I don't know. Maybe AJ would want to lose to a younger guy. Just something I thought of to put a world championship on AJ Styles because you need to do something for him. He is one of the greatest that I've ever had the pleasure of watching. AJ Styles is an absolute mastermind in that ring, in between those ropes. That man is close to untouchable. There is not many who can lead a match. There is not many who can go like AJ Styles can go. He is, pun intended, phenomenal. He is, man. He is such a phenomenal talent, and that man deserves something on the way out. And if you fall short of doing that, you're an absolute idiot. Will they put the world title on him? Probably not, because for some reason Triple H does not fuck with AJ Styles. I don't know what the fuck AJ Styles did to him, but for some odd
I don't know.
reason, bro does not fuck with him. So I don't know what's up with that, but AJ, it seems like they're going to do something for AJ Styles, and I really hope they do it justice because, um, you know, he did, not only does he deserve it, it does get me a little scared because of the urgency that they've had with John Cena's farewell tour. It doesn't seem like they just had urgency to truly give him his flowers, in my opinion.
Exactly, and if they can do it for John Cena, I don't know if they're going to be doing it for AJ Styles, someone who it seems like Triple H really doesn't even care for some reason in the first place, man. I'm scared. I really hope he gets a good retirement run. I really hope so. I hope he's in that world title scene. He deserves to be. He still has the talent to be there. And everyone loves AJ Styles. Everyone wants to see him in that scene. So I hope he gets it. I really hope so. I hope they're good with this one. I have no faith, but I have hopes, and I hope they're good with it. I love AJ. He's one of the best to ever do it, easily, and he deserves a real ass good last run. And I hope he gets it. I really fucking hope he does.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, WWE and their urgency with John Cena, they were quick to waste a lot of dates, right? And we only had 36 of them. They were, again, damn near no hesitation. Again, it just seemed like there was it seemed like there was hardly any urgency. It seemed like there was hardly any urgency to, um, you know, make a lot of his dates meaningful. I often bring up Money in the Bank, and that whole time they built Cody and Jey Uso versus Cena and Logan Paul. What a waste of a date that was. What a waste of a last Money in the Bank for John Cena, right? And then obviously WrestlePalooza. That is a tragedy, man. That is an absolute waste, that will never be forgotten. So again, we got 7 months or however long we got left with AJ Styles, and I hope they are urgent because he's gone after this. Okay, he's done, right? So it's over. It's over with after this, man. So, I hope that they are urgent enough to realize that, and to realize that, we gotta put our foot on the gas pedal a little bit here. We cannot stall and fuck around and waste time like they, have done quite a bit with John Cena. A lot of John's shit has been obviously fucking fantastic. I am overall a fan of the farewell tour, man. I just think Triple H fucked up in a lot of areas, with the choosing of opponents and whatnot. But you know, it is something where, I just hope they do. I hope they learn from their mistakes, and I honestly I don't really have faith in them to do so. But I hope they do nonetheless. So.
I hope they do. I really hope they do, man.
And then Chris Jericho. According to Uncle Dave, people within WWE believe Chris Jericho is returning to the company. People in WWE believe that he's coming to WWE. For what that's worth, we'll see. It's up to him. Those within WWE are under the impression that Jericho is returning for a retirement tour and a Hall of Fame induction. Is everybody getting a fucking retirement tour now?
I think so, man, because there's even more coming up for another company.
How in the world?
Well, maybe.
How in the world is AJ Styles and John Cena retiring because they feel like they've lost a step? But here Chris Jericho is.
We're just doing it for the fuck of it, probably.
Bro should have
We're just
retired
doing it
after
for the rush.
2022. That man was putting on
He really
bangers in
could.
2022, and he should have just hung it up after that because
He
everything
really
since then
should.
has just been mid as hell.
Because especially with like KO gone for a while, what was there for Jericho to do, man? I mean, that's really like the main thing I want to see is like those two interact. Again, are we gonna get fucking Y2 AJ again? What the fuck are we gonna get? Um, I have no clue what we're gonna get from a Jericho retirement tour. Hopefully he still has it. Maybe it was just, you know, you know. I did think, maybe him going back to WWE is going to be good because he's not going to be allowed that much creative freedom because obviously in AEW he fucking invented the learning tree and killed the last bit of momentum he had. So maybe it can be a good thing and maybe he still can go to an extent. It just sucks to see such a great talent in a state like this, man, and I really hope that this last one can turn it around and end on a real positive note. That's all I could hope for.
For sure. For sure. Yeah, but it looks like he will be coming back to WWE. I think we all could have seen it going that way. But it seems like that is the case. And we should be seeing Jericho back in WWE shortly, man. So, with all of that being said, we got some news on the greatest of all time, the never seen 17, the last real champion, John Cena. As WWE 2K25 is dropping a farewell tour edition to the game, and it includes DLC related content that costs $14.99 as they have released a new cover for this version of the game, which is boom right here. As you can see, it is the farewell tour edition, and it comes with Word Life John Cena, John Cena from WrestleMania of this year in the Las Vegas, farewell gear, Ron Cena, and it includes the WWE 2K return of Brock Lesnar. So, this is the cover for it. As you can see, you got current Cena, you got prototype Cena, Word Life Cena, and then 05, 06 John Cena, maybe like 04, 03 John Cena, somewhere between there. It's a pretty nice cover. However, they did this last year. They made like a middle of the year Bray Wyatt cover edition of the game, and I don't know why they do that because it takes away from the spotlight of having, a sole cover for the game. So I don't really understand. I don't really understand why they do that. I wish they would have just made John the cover of 2026, being that, he will all be everything will be said and done at that point. But this is the cover for it if you guys are interested in that kind of thing. Personally, I haven't even bought the game yet, but I will say I do love that heel. I do love that heel entrance is now finally in the game.
True. That is true. That is a fire entrance. I'm glad that is in the game. Yeah, I don't love how they do like the late in the run, like new covers with a new edition of somebody else. kind of defeats the purpose. I don't know why you didn't just make Cena next year's cover. Or I know now they do like a thing where like the deluxe version has a different cover
Mm-hmm.
and like theme than the normal one. So like do that with Cena or
Right.
something. But nonetheless, it's a dope cover. Nothing will beat the Seen Enough edition of 2K, all versions. The original, most definitely my favorite, that Word Life one, and then that other one that was really
The
fucking good.
spinner. Yeah.
Um, the spinner version, most definitely, man. Those were really fucking goated. But it's a
Oh yeah.
great cover nonetheless, and it's cool to see, man.
No, it is. It is. Yeah, and again, like I said, they did the same thing last year with Bray, but it's like, you know, Bray should be a cover athlete on his own. Cena should be a cover athlete on his own. And like you said, even if it's not the standard edition of the game, give him the deluxe cover or something like that. Just so, just to, again, give these guys their own spotlighted, cover of the game, man. So I think, again, instead of doing it in the middle of the year when the game's already been out since March, why are you giving them a cover 7 years or 7 months into the game's launch? So I don't really understand that. But speaking of John Cena as well, we do have two other stories on him. As according to Uncle Dave, John Cena winning the Intercontinental Championship from Dominic Mysterio at Survivor Series was reportedly being discussed. Personally, I would do it.
I mean, you're not really doing much with Dom anyway.
Nope.
It'll get that Grand Slam for Cena. I think the cards align perfectly. I really think it does.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Again, you're not doing anything with Dominic. He's, half the time hanging out with the AAA guys. So, there's nothing really going on there. He hasn't done shit with the IC title up until recently, and it only seems like they're having him do stuff with the IC title as of recent to build him up to John Cena. So, I mean, it is something where it is something where you do got to look at and say, like, okay, this guy's had the championship since WrestleMania. It's been 6 months and he's hardly done anything with it. Maybe we should, go ahead and pass this on along to Cena, give him that final, give him that final Grand Slam victory, and then have him drop the championship to, whoever he faces at Saturday night's main event, which more than likely is going to be Gunther. And again, I would do Gunther versus Dragunov at WrestleMania, hoping that Dragunov does not go over to SmackDown and he heads back over to Monday Night Raw. But I would do it, man. Again, you're not doing anything with Cena or with
No,
Dominic as IC champion. I mean,
exactly, man. Exactly.
yes. Yo, what up, Durante? How are you doing, bro?
How you doing, man? How you been? I'm doing good.
He says he wants to see Cena with the Intercontinental Championship too, man. I would mess with it. I would certainly mess with it. So, for our final WWE story for today, Elimination Chamber. Oh, sorry. No, there is another John Cena story. My bad. Okay. So, oh God. Okay, not on the Elimination Chamber yet. So, it is being reported by Andrew Baydala that the virtual waiting room for John Cena's Saturday night's main event final match date of December 13th had 57,325 people waiting in line. Since then, this is also according to Andrew Baydala. The current secondary market for John Cena's last match show shows just over 10% of the total tickets available /holds. Currently, there are over 2,300 tickets available on secondary market, with the cheapest single costing ticket just over $250 per ticket.
Oh man, I wouldn't doubt it. Like 250 to be in the fucking with Sting up in the fucking rafters, dude. Fucking A, dude. If you had that many people in the pre-sale waiting room alone,
Dude.
move it to a stadium. Fuck a Saturday night's main event, rebrand it into a pay-per-view named Ruthless Aggression, and put that shit in the stadium, dude. Take that moment. This is how you capitalize on like moments and shit, and do that, and it'll be so much worth it.
Yeah, honest as could be, bro. Fuck the Capital One Arena. Put it in a stadium. Which is wild that they underestimated it that much because it's John's last match. Did you not think? Did you not think that that was gonna be a hot commodity? Because I fucking certainly thought it would be. Um,
Mhm.
57,000 people. You could have easily, bro. That is 2 United Centers worth people. That is more. That is almost 3 United Centers worth of people. You could have easily fit this shit in a stadium and got an attendance of around 50, damn near 60,000 people in an arena to watch John Cena's last match. Yet you cut it at here, let me see. Let's see what the Capital One Arena's capacity is. So okay, you could have sold out 3 Capital One arenas, bro. That their arena holds 20,356. You could have sold out 3. You could have put 3 Capital One arenas in one spot. If I was WWE, I would move it to a stadium. Again, tell Capital One Arena you're sorry, but you can get more ticket sales elsewhere. And I would move it. I would move it. If I know WWE's not going to do it, but I would also, like Sir K said, I would rebrand. I would rebrand it. I would call the show The Last Time Is Now, being that that's the name of the farewell tour, so I would encapsulate it with that. And I would move it. I'm sorry, bro, but 57,000 people. 57,000 people are waiting for or waiting in line to get tickets to see John Cena retire. Yeah, you could have absolutely done it. You could have absolutely done it with no problem, man. Yeah, I would relocate it. I would relocate it to a stadium.
I would do it, and it's not like WWE's any different to fucking moving shows after they're already announced. Fuck them, just do it. You already did it before, like twice over now. Do
Yep.
it a third time. Move it to a stadium somewhere where it's nice and warm out, and go crazy, dude. Go fucking what nuts.
See, Bell says not many people are going to want to freeze their ass off in a stadium in December. I would. I'll buy me some heated pants and I'll buy me a heated jacket and I'll be standing out there watching the GOAT retire. But no, if I was WWE, I would move it to somewhere
A
warm
warm
and I would
place.
throw that motherfucker in a
Mhm.
stadium because
Exactly.
60K people, bro. 60K people.
It's
Or, I
insane.
mean, a lot of these places now, I know the Commanders, I believe the Commanders is an outdoor stadium, but yeah, even if you did want to do it somewhere, where it wasn't, I guess warm outside, they can always find somewhere that has a dome, you know?
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
so that's what I would do. That's what I would do personally. But yeah, honestly though, for John Cena, I would dead ass stand out and to see John Cena's final match. Call me crazy, but I would dead ass stand out in the cold in the middle of December and watch the man retire. It's the greatest
I
of all
will be
time, bro.
standing out there in a jacket, some hand warmers, and the fuzzy fucking Jacob Fatu Shiesty, and I will wait in that line to see that match, dog. I will sit there and watch that whole show in a Jacob Fatu Shiesty if I have to, if I get to see that shit.
People do it for football. People do it for football. I
Yeah,
mean, look at them. Look at the Buffalo Bills fans. Those motherfuckers sit in the stands in piles, literally piles of snow, and they just happily sit there. Same thing with the people. Same thing with the Bears and
yeah.
Green the Packers too. People, pe, pe, people will do
People
it
will do
if
it.
people will do it if they want to see something bad enough. I would do it. I 100% would do it, man. But honestly, move it to a stadium, bro. Move it to a stadium because 60,000 people is nuts. That is absolutely nuts. To see John Cena retire, WWE underestimated that big time.
Exactly. Exactly. They really underestimated this whole run, let alone the last match of John Cena.
So I would do it, bro. Call me crazy, but I would do it. So good old WWE. Just got to do a Saturday night's main event, regular Saturday night's main event in a stadium. There you go.
Good Lord.
Could have sold out 3 of those motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
So, and again, too, man, I think that would be awesome if they did something like that because it would give a lot of fans the opportunity to actually see it.
Good.
You know,
Exactly.
you're adding 40,000 more people to an experience. I think a lot of people would want that experience. So,
Mm-hmm.
Elimination Chamber. We brought to you guys last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, we brought to you guys that Elimination Chamber 2026 is set for Chicago, February 28th. However, fans have taken notice to the fact that Allstate Arena is booked for that day of February 28th, which I have done myself some digging.
Shit.
And as you can see, if you look up Allstate Arena on Ticketmaster, this is what you get. So, February 28th, and I've highlighted, as you can see, I have highlighted green all the possible dates that WWE could have done because I went 2 weeks back and a week forward from February 28th. And if you look at all the dates, there is really only one date that they can slot it in there, which isn't even a Saturday. So, obviously, February 14th and 15th, you see we're in Chicago Wolves season. You see Chicago Wolves versus Colorado Eagles. February 21st, they face the Texas Stars. The only date that is open is February 22nd, which I feel WWE would probably need not less than 24 hours to set their whole setup. So that's probably out of the picture as well. And it's a Sunday. WWE typically does these kind of things on a Saturday. February 28th, however, as you can see, which is the proposed date for the show, we have at 1 p.m. Monster Jam Freestyle Mania. And then at 7 p.m. on the same day, we also have Monster Jam Freestyle Mania. And then if you go the week ahead, the next day, on March 1st, you have more Monster Jam Freestyle Mania. And then if you look ahead to Saturday, March 7th, we have another Chicago Wolves game. So quite literally, all of the dates, even around the 28th, are booked as well. Because when everybody said, oh, they're booked the 28th, I was like, you know what? Let me do my research. Because WWE is always prone to moving things, especially if Revolution is one of those early March weekends. I said to myself, you know what? Let me just check. It's even booked on the 7th, bro. Which, AEW would probably, usually they run like March, March 7th or, March 1st, somewhere around there, early March. Everything's full, bro. Which is leading a lot of fans to believe that there could be dates open for Chicago's United Center, which does have those dates open. Bro.
Dude, listen, I love Allstate. Sound
Love it.
wise, it's the best arena we have. It is. It sounds amazing in there.
It does.
But dude, that the just the vibe of the United Center and the feel you get pulling up to that arena is on no other level, dude. It is so goated. It's so different. Um, if we get the chamber in United Center, you have to you gotta be there, bro. It's too perfect.
It is a must attend event. If they go to the UC, which actually, fun fact, the last time they were at the United Center for a televised event was or no, sorry. The last time they were at the United Center was not even a televised event. It was a live event in 2018. But the last time before that, I think, was like SummerSlam 91. But
Oh, dang.
the whole problem with the United Center in the Vince era was, well, obviously they have a great relationship with Allstate Arena. And second of all, WWE felt that it was too expensive to run TV out of the United Center. With TKO, I'm sure that's not a problem.
Especially with the way
Because
they do ticket prices.
I was gonna say, especially if they're, the Allstate Arena is smaller than the United Center, so they're probably thinking, well, we can just maximize prices and we can fit more people into the arena. The United Center is just a different vibe. It is the aura arena of Chicago. It's just got the aura. It's got the vibe. You name it, the UC has it. Okay. It's just a vibe, bro. We've obviously been there multiple times. All Out 2023, the debut episode of Collision was there. CM Punk's The First Dance was there. What else? What
Which
else? What
for
else? What
CM Punk,
else?
that was the last time he was in United Center.
Yes, the debut episode of Collision. Yeah, that was the last time he was at the UC. So there was that. There was another one there too. Did I say Forbidden Door 2022? Well, that was there too. So we've been there a handful of times. And it's always a great atmosphere. It's always an amazing vibe. And I would love to see WWE go there, man. I think that would just be amazing. Yeah, I really do. I think it would be amazing, and I would be very, very, very excited to see WWE go there. And you guys already know that's a must go to for us. So I'm excited, and I hope I hope they do it, bro. I really, really do.
I really hope they fucking do it, dude. I hope they do it. Hope we get Chamber, and I really hope they get to put it in the United Center, man.
There you have it, bro. So hopefully we get it in the UC, man. I obviously wouldn't be upset with Allstate Arena, but it doesn't look like that is in the cards, man. So I think we might be getting the United Center, which is it sounds like a plan to me. I will say that. However, that is everything for WWE, as we have an official word from our sponsor here at Notorious Heels, W Energy. W is an energy drink loaded with vitamins and nootropics formulated to improve focus without getting the jitters. W is a clean formula that is sugar-free, zero-calorie, free from fillers and artificial colorings, with 150 milligrams of caffeine per serving. You can get your W products today with the link below and code NHP at checkout to save yourselves 10% on your next W purchase.
Really, always got to shout out W. Whether workout, whatever you may need the energy for, whether it's staying up for WrestleDream tomorrow or just staying up for, the weekly episodes of television, man, because, usually you'll need something to help you stay up. Whatever you need it for, W got you. It'll keep you energized. You won't have the jitters, and it'll taste good all at the same time. Always, always got to shout out W.
There you go, man. So, with that being said, thank you as always to the official sponsor of what we do here at NHP. As always, thank you to the good people over at W. So, Bell, I can't. I am straight edge, so I can't say I will be drunk and doing coke to keep myself warm.
Can't say the same.
To each their own. I don't know if Soldier Field security is that bad, but hey, if they wanted to go ahead and bring the John Cena retirement over to Soldier Field in December, I will gladly stand outside in the fucking cold for it. I'll bring some
Exactly.
hand warmers and whatnot, but you know how it is. I actually
Exactly.
wonder, because you got to go through metal detectors. I wonder if you would be allowed to wear like one of those heated jackets. I'm
I would think
curious.
so. As long as you probably got to take it off and run it through the metal detector, but I'm sure you'll be good.
I would fucking hope so, because that would probably
I
really
really
help.
hope so. Yeah, it probably would.
So, yeah. With that, AEW, Kota Ibushi. Kota took to Instagram and Jesus. Kota took to Instagram to discuss his injury that we talked about for.
What are you laughing at, man? What is so funny? Can you tell us?
You. That's what.
What? Okay.
Kota Ibushi did reveal he is expected to be out of the ring for
You laughing at?
He's expected to be out of the ring for 2 years following the injury he sustained on AEW Collision. He stated, "My current condition, 1 year to fully recover, 2 years until I can step in the ring again." Fuck. What the fuck are you laughing? Come on, man. What are you laughing
No,
at?
man.
Um
No, that really sucks, man. That really does. What are you laughing at, man? What are you You're making me laugh now, man. What the hell? I'm sorry, Coda, but this
no.
really sucks, man. This really sucks. I really wish the best for him, man. 2 years to be out is an insane amount of time, and it's such a bad
Ridiculous amount
injury
of time.
with like his femur. I really wish him the best, man. I really hope he does good. And if it's best for him not to come back for his health, I hope he makes the best decision for his health, man, because that's all that matters. That really fucking sucks. I really wish the best for him, man. I really do. Uh,
This fucking guy, Sir K, man. I don't know what
me,
the fuck this guy's
me.
on.
I didn't do nothing.
In all serious, okay, I'm sorry. In all seriousness, though, yeah, 2 years is nuts, man. A lot of times we don't. Fuck, when's the last time somebody's been hurt for 2 fucking years? I mean, well, Adam Cole, I guess, bro. Seemed like bro was on like it seemed like bro was like
Basically,
damn near. I guess Keith Lee as well. And as you can see, damn, Keith Lee almost has been out it was December of 23, bro. This man has almost been
man,
out for 2 years. That's horrible.
insane, dude.
Um, no, but I will say, at least Kota will have things like his wrestling school to keep his to keep his mind busy. What the fuck's wrong with this guy, bro? He will
You.
he will have he, he will have things like that to keep his mind busy, man. So, no, like I said, in all seriousness, I do wish him the best, and yeah, that's a tough thing to deal with, physically, obviously, sometimes more mentally. So I'm sure it's going to be a long injury road ahead, but I know he's got it, and we'll see him back, in 2 years. But hopefully, it goes by quick enough to where The man is just right back on television. The biggest tragedy out of this whole thing is he fucking got hurt wrestling the doorknob. He got hurt wrestling
Damn.
Josh fucking Alexander. At least if I'm gonna go out, I better be fighting Kenny Omega or
Or
John Moxley or something. So, uh,
literally somebody that fucking matters.
literally, man, this poor guy got injured fighting Josh Alexander. So that's just the
And,
worst. That's worse than the injury itself, man. So,
and
I
did you see
mhm.
the potential WrestleDream match that got cut from this injury? It was even worse.
Kenny Omega versus Josh Alexander.
No, Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi versus Josh Alexander and Hechicero was
Fuck,
reportedly the same match.
that fucking sounds amazing.
It's sure.
God damn it, I wanted to see that match. You know, you're gonna tell me you don't
Why?
want to see the Golden Lovers?
Well, those two, yeah, but their opponents, man, what the fuck? What are those
Oh,
opponents?
that makes it even better, bro. The cohesive unit, one of the greatest tag teams in the world today, of Josh Alexander and Hechicero. They just scream chemistry.
They do. They really do.
Um, no, man, but yeah, that would have been a banger, bro. That would have been a banger. I'm quite sad we're not getting that match, to be 100% honest, bro. But regardless, um, Coda is gonna be out. I'm actually tired of you. Coda is gonna be out for like 2 years, man. So I wish him the best, and hope he has a speedy recovery, man. Because that is a that is a wild injury. I can't lie to you, man. A breaking the femur is ooh. I that man's got to be in so
Really
much
rough,
pain.
dude.
I can't even imagine that, bro.
No, I really can't. I really wish the best, dude.
Samoa Joe. Yikes. Samoa
Man,
Joe. Samoa Joe recently revealed on an interview with Shaq_Fu. He revealed that it is likely he will retire once his AEW contract expires. He says, I'd say most likely I'll retire at the end of my AEW contract. And honestly, I think it's for a lot of reasons. I think most of them are responsible. Obviously, you never want to outstay your welcome in this industry. I have been fortunate. I've been able to be involved with it for over 25 years now. And and the other thing too, is I think many of us want to preserve what we can of our health for our latter years. So retiring when my contract expires is something that is probably the most likely scenario. But hey, it is an unusual world, and unusual opportunities come up. Man,
that sucks, man. That sucks. All these people, all the greats are retiring one after another, man. Cena, AJ, I guess you could throw Jericho in there, and and Joe, man. It really does suck, man. And I hope AEW really appreciates Joe while he's here for this last contract.
absolutely, and I think they do, man. I seen Tony Khan was talking on an
Mhm.
interview about, if and when there's an AEW Hall of Fame, Samoa Joe's a first ballot Hall of Famer. And I love that. I love that Tony Khan does see and appreciate Joe a hell of a lot more than Vince McMahon did. Samoa Joe should have easily been a name that was a WWE champion in 2018, man. However, he should have been a Universal champion in 2017. So, it's going to be sad to see Joe leave. Joe is one. Joe is a great. Joe's obviously a phenomenal talent, and that man will rip you apart on the microphone, man. I mean, he is a monster on that microphone. So, But I totally get it, and I totally get it, and I think Joe will be fine whatever he does after this, whatever he wants to get into. That man is a stud on Twisted Metal, and I know people are gonna want him for other opportunities, man. And like I said, he obviously has something he can do in the acting realm because, like I said, that man is a stud on Twisted Metal. He plays Sweet Tooth to perfection. He really does. To a lot of the time, a lot of the times there's sometimes where I even question why they use Will Arnett's voice, because I think I've heard Samoa Joe speak as Sweet Tooth, and it's actually not bad at all, man. So I don't. But even just being the physical actor for Sweet Tooth, he's fucking tremendous, man. He's absolutely tremendous, and he's so talented, and he'll go on to do, you know, amazing things. Whether he wants to stay involved with wrestling or go on and do just acting, it's gonna be sad to see him go, but I completely get it.
Exactly. I get it. It's good to have that mentality go out while you're still great and still wanted. It's just gonna suck, man.
For sure. AEW, according to Fightful, has reportedly discussed opening a training facility earlier this year, but decided to scrap it due to the expected costs for an expanded facility. It's been revealed that the company does have a building with a ring that is available for talent to train, but there had been talks to expand this into a bigger location. So it seems like talks are still, I guess, somewhat moving on it. You know, that's it. It's an interesting conversation because how much did this building cost for Tony Khan to scrap it? Because
Yeah,
obviously, let's not lie, they fucking need it. First of all,
yeah.
um, and second of all, again, for Tony Khan to drop it because of cost is quite concerning. But honestly, it doesn't even really sound like a performance center, really. It just sounds like it's a building with a ring in it for people to go train at, which, you know, I mean is good, but it because the first thing I thought was, okay, is this going to be like a PC? Because obviously I wonder if there's things that have to go along with it, like getting insurance and getting insurance for, you know, the people that are, you know, training in the building and whatnot. And I figured maybe that might be very cost heavy. And then the facility, it also could have got scrapped because I think the Khan family is already funding a new stadium for the Jaguars. So, you know, maybe that just didn't interlock with, you know, we could build one stadium, let's hold off on building this facility to build rings in just until we get this new stadium up and running, and then we could do it. Maybe it's just a timing thing. Whatever it is, I hope AEW eventually comes around and does it, because there's a lot of people that can use the reps. There's a lot of people that can use the reps in AEW, and you know, I overall think that's just a good thing. It's nice to have a home base where people can go and train and just work on their craft. I think that's I think that's overall just the smart thing to do.
Exactly. I think it is, and I think something over time they really should invest into. I think it'll just invest right back into everybody and everything in your company. Um, I think they went with that new Jaguar Stadium. Obviously, it's football related. You're going to put your money into football first.
Right.
That's just how it is. But I hope they get to putting money into that for the future AEW.
100%. 100%. So we have Andrade. We have we have Andrade, man. So everybody was asking, where's Andrade? Is he done with AEW already? And I about banged my head on the table because I was like, dude, there's actually no way.
I was like, bro, no way.
So, according to Uncle Dave, WWE reportedly issued a letter to AEW after Andrade broke his 90-day no-compete clause, which we heard at first that they wiped their hands clean of Andrade, that he was just good to go. So, Dave says, here's what I heard. Oh no. He says, I don't know what's going on with Andrade, but I was told he's not hurt. He didn't get himself fired. Apparently something is up involving his WWE non-compete. So you do know what's going on with Andrade.
He says that I don't know what's going on, but I was told this, and this is exactly what I was told that's going on.
So you do So you do know what's going on with him, I guess, Dave. However, he says, I was given the impression that it could be something that could be resolved quickly, or it could be something that might not be resolved for a while.
No way.
So you heard both?
Yeah.
What the fuck, Dave? So he said, but it's something related to the non-compete. When he was fired, remember, we were told WWE didn't care. That is why, he says that that is what I've been hearing. WWE sent a letter, and AEW obviously didn't know. AEW obviously believed that there was no non-compete. There were people who talked to people in WWE who also believed there was no non-compete, but apparently, that's the story that they said he can't do them for 90 days. And with that being said, PW Insider shed more light on this. And apparently WWE reached out to Andrade after he started making appearances in Mexico and AEW and clarified that despite not receiving the usual 90 days pay following his release, he would still be subject to a period where he can't perform for other companies. So you told him he's not receiving the usual 90 days, but he can't perform for other companies. Why?
Like,
that
what
doesn't
are you
make
doing
sense,
there, bro. You're tricking people at that point.
Oh, it gets worse.
It gets way worse.
Bro, according to The Observer, a couple days later, I think it was the next day, they say the holdup with Andrade right now is reportedly due to new TKO contracts. They have a clause where if you are fired for cause or breach, then there is a 1-year non-compete. The older contracts were said to have this sometimes, but now it is standard. What the fuck
is that? And like, what do they mean by clause? Because in all honesty, they could just fire somebody and say it violated that, and then boom, you can't compete for a year. And then I wouldn't doubt that they would do something like that.
Which is crazy because in the report from PW Insider, it says they reached out to him and they say, you do not have a usual 90-day no-compete, but you still have a period where you can't perform for other companies. Doesn't that to you sound like it's a little shorter? And then this other report says if you get fired because of cause or breach, you get a 1-year non-compete.
Like, what? So what if they just claim anything is that, and then you just can't compete for a fucking year, and you don't get paid for a year? And yeah, like, I get they had it on some contracts before, but like, standard issue nowadays, they're gonna do that for fucking so many people now.
I was gonna say, who's to say just because they don't like somebody, they'll slap a cause or breach on anybody, and then anybody slapped with the 1-year non-compete. That is ridiculously stupid because, again, if you say you don't have the traditional non-compete, but you still have a period where you can't compete for anybody, that makes it seem like, okay, maybe I have a 30-day, maybe I got a 35-day, maybe I got to meet in the middle with a 45-day non-compete. But a year? You got to clarify that. That doesn't make any sense. And again, everybody looks like a half-witted idiot here. First of all, why is that standard on a TKO deal when, again, if you didn't clarify that to him, how is it breach when he didn't know? That doesn't make any sense. And for him, how do you not fucking clarify before you sign with AEW?
Literally, how do you not know if you could go sign with them or not? Like, what? And like you said for them, how do you not tell that to people? Do you just vaguely say, well, it's not traditional, but you can't go wrestle anywhere else for a period of time?
What?
Like, dude, what? That you're purposely trying to trick people at that point.
That makes absolutely no sense, bro. That makes absolutely no sense. And again, on one hand, I feel bad for Andrade, but on the other hand, like, how did you not know? Like, how you didn't like you didn't think to ask, like, yeah, read your damn contracts, as Bell says. Like, how did you not know? I mean, it sucked for the guy because now he's got to be out for a fucking year, even though he might not, because I heard that he's getting a legal team behind it himself, so he might end up getting out of it. But like, again, I mean, I feel bad for the guy that he's got to sit a fucking year, but like, dude, how did you not make sure what your no compete was? You know, because again, now you breached some shit because you didn't read some stuff, and bad on TKO for not clarifying with him when you released him. Hey, we're letting you go. You have this as a no compete. You look stupid. And then again, if you didn't clarify with him and he goes and signs with somebody else, if I were them, I would have given them grace and say, look, they got to take you off television immediately. You got to stop showing up immediately, or else we're going to consider it a breach. And if you continue to do it, you're still on your however many days. If you continue to show up, then it's a breach. And then he could take himself off and it's not a breach. How is it a breach if you didn't clarify with the guy first? And then again, for him, how the fuck do you not look into that and make sure what your no compete was? Dude, dead ass showed up in AEW a week and a half, 2 weeks after bro got released. What the fuck? You didn't, you had two,
Make sure.
you had 2 weeks to tap in and figure out what the fuck was going on, and you didn't.
Like, you guys are dealing with like big level, high value contracts worth hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. How do you not hire a lawyer to fucking explain the whole contract to you? That would be number one on my list.
I remember when Aleister Black got released and he was like, he read into the deal, which is how he found the loophole that they never moved him to a 90-day. He was on a 30-day non-compete. You didn't read into that before, like, let me just clarify what my no-compete is, 90 days. Oh, wait, no, I'm not. I'm on a 30-day. You didn't read, like, hey, I mean, bro, you've already gotten released before. I mean, this should be right up your neck of the woods. So how do you not clarify that? I don't get it. I don't get it,
Crazy.
man. Yeah, and again, too, their new standard of a year no compete if you breach, that is ridiculous. When apparently you did not clarify with him what exactly non-compete he was on. You can't just say, hey, you're not on a 90-day no-compete. But if he's still on a no-compete, clarify with him how long it is. Everybody just looks like a fucking asshat here.
Exactly. Andrade looks like an idiot. TKO look like absolute monsters like usual. It's insane, dude. It's literally insane. Like, and then fucking AEW. I guess AEW tried. They were emailing people within the company, and they said they believed. I wouldn't. If I was a
Yep.
company, I wouldn't take a I believe legally. But still, good lord.
Yes, we did hear that WWE Legal did reach out to AEW Legal, and they believed Andrade. Who is in AEW legal? Bo Dallas? Did they believe that did they just move off a prayer? That yeah, we believe he's good. Like again, WWE legal. Did y'all not clarify that? Like, hey, no, don't put him on TV. He's not good. He's not good. He
Why
like
would you
what the fuck?
why would you believe a believe? If someone told me, "Yeah, I believe that you're gonna get paid for this," I would be like, I'm gonna need the pay stub, homie, because what the fuck is this? You believe? Yeah, I believe it. I believe too. I believe in a lot of shit. But like, what?
That was ridiculous work, man. That was actual ridiculous. That is actually ridiculous work, man. And yeah, again,
Well, I'm sure they were mailing talent and
uh,
not legal.
knowing
Just yeah,
AEW probably.
dude, fucking yeah. We were on the phone with Cody, and he said he believed it was true, man.
Yeah, we had some mutual friends hit up CM Punk. He said he believed the same thing. Yeah, he believed Andrade was good to go.
Yeah, Chad
What
Gable told us it was fine.
like what? Yeah, like, Ludwig Kaiser. He told us he heard in the rumor mill backstage that Andrade was a free man. So we're good to sign him. What a joke! What a fucking joke, man.
Literally. What a whole fucked up situation of jokes, dude. Like, what are y'all doing? This is the legal stuff you major companies and high paying contract people are doing. Good lord.
Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous, man. But honestly, I feel Andrade will end up getting out of this because if he got some sort of legal to combat this for him, then I could very much well see him being in the case where, I could see him being in a case where he wasn't aware, and they did not necessarily clarify. So we'll see, and I'm very interested to see where this situation goes. But I think Andrade's going to end up getting out of this because if he's so
Think he
confident,
will.
if he's so confident that he ended up getting a legal team to back him on this. More than likely, this was probably a miscommunication from TKO's side of things. So, again, I don't know how he didn't make sure unless they bait and switch the guy. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. And hopefully he ends up getting out of this because sitting idly by for a year is fucking absurd.
Literally absurd.
So, yeah, that is all the news here today for you guys. As now we have WrestleDream predictions. Starting you guys off here, we have. I don't know why this is on the card. We have Jamie Hayter versus Thekla.
Hecla.
Um, sorry, the Triangle of Madnesses, Thekla.
Oh yeah, Triangle of Madness, man. That's watching Raw, Dynamite, and SmackDown every week.
There you go. Yes, Bell. I would love to hear your theory. You already know.
What's your theory? Curious.
But yeah, we got I don't know. I don't know why this match is even happening. I'll go ahead and say Jamie Hayter because God bless that woman. Please go to NXT. I'm sorry. I'm so
Please,
sorry.
for the
I'm
love of
so
God.
sorry things turned out like this.
I'm really sorry things turned out like this. Obvious Jamie Hater win. What is the point of this match?
To get the Triangle of Madness on screen.
Oh God.
The Hurt Syndicate versus the Demand. Um uh
I demand this to be a squash match because who cares about this?
yeah, I demand I don't have to watch this tomorrow, but unfortunately, I don't think my demands will be met. I'm gonna say the Hurt Syndicate, even though I could maybe see the Demand because the Hurt Syndicate have been mopping the floor with them, but I'll go ahead and say the Hurt Syndicate.
Same.
for sure. Bell says, I think WWE didn't think Andrade would go right back to AEW and told him since they're not paying him, he would look. They would look past him working in Mexico and the Indies. But then he turned up on Dynamite. I could
Shot.
absolutely see that. I could see that
Yeah.
because I feel like Andrade is a little bit more in the right just based off how quick he was to
Yeah.
get legal help with this because I feel I feel they might have bait and switched him like that.
I feel like in some element they did,
Yep.
and that's crazy. And I think him showing up on Dynamite for them is like the cardinal sin like that
Yes.
started it all.
100%, bro. So that is yeah, that the yeah, I'll go with the Hurt Syndicate there. Bro Dito versus the Don Callis family. International United champion, unified champion Kazuchika Okada and IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Konosuke Takeshita. You know, if Bandito's actually hurt, I could actually see Okada and Takeshita getting the gold.
I could see it, and I could see them like finally causing it to like their fight that they've been teasing with these two, and then that's how they'll lose the titles to whoever the fuck, and then they'll go on to feud for the United whatever the fuck title it is. So I
Yeah.
think I'm gonna say Takeshita and Okada.
Yeah, I would actually really like for them to be a team that like hate each other low key, but it actually makes them better because they continuously try to one up each other, and it just makes them monsters.
Whooping ass.
And that, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And then like whenever they lose the titles, you know, Takeshita could be the guy to take the United Championship from Okada.
Mm-hmm.
So Bell, Bell's popping off today, bro. What
She really is.
what they put in Bell's water, bro? What they put in
Everybody
Bell's
on hop
milk?
alert with her today.
What they really they really are, bro. Bell Bell came for blood today, bro. The TNT. Oh man, I'm excited for this one. The TNT Championship. We have Fletcher Briscoe 5.
5. Fucking 5.
You know, I'm a
Where's
huge.
number 4?
I'm a
3, 2, 1.
I'm a huge fan of the other four. And I'm a, you know, I you guys know I constantly to no end, I rave about Mark Briscoe and Fletcher 1. I love 2. I really love 3. But 4 was the best one yet, bro. But now we're getting 5. They really. My favorite was 4, man. They to me, they just been getting better and better. You know, one was all right. It was good. Two was good. 3 was great. And 4 was godly, bro. So I don't even want to begin to think what Fletcher Briscoe 5 is gonna be like.
Fucking 5 of them.
Dude, man, I'm pumped. I don't even.
I'm so pumped.
I don't even know what to expect. The other 4 were so goated, man.
I really don't know what to expect.
Yeah, I have no idea. I have absolutely no fucking idea what to expect. But Fletcher Briscoe 5, man. Like I said, the other 4 were absolute masterpieces. You know, to the likes of John Cena and CM Punk from Money in the Bank 2011. However, does anybody honestly believe Mark Briscoe is going to win something? That's the first question. We gotta get that out the way first. Mark Briscoe is not winning anything. This is going to Kyle Fletcher.
Exactly. Very obvious Kyle Fletcher win. It's a championship match on a pay-per-view that's 2 knocks to Mark Briscoe losing. So it's obvious Fletcher win.
Yes, we have Jurassic Express versus the Young Bucks. Well, I'm actually pretty excited for this match. The Young Bucks are my goats, and Jurassic Express, this is our first time seeing them in the ring against an actual tag team and not jobbers.
Exactly. Look at that. What happens when you put them against an actual team?
Yes. I'll go ahead and say Jurassic Express. I don't really think there's a reason for the Bucks to win here.
Same. I think it's a Jurassic Express win.
Yes. For the AEW Women's World Championship, Toni Storm challenges Chris Statlander for the title. Chris Stat just won it, so there's no reason to, throw it right back on Tony.
Exactly. I think it's obvious. Stat win.
For sure. What Tony does after this, don't know, but I'm happy to see Stat continue her reign if that is the case. For the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, we have Adam Page versus Samoa Joe. This is another very predictable one. Obviously this is going to go to Adam Page.
Yes, very much. Very much Adam Page win.
There you go. There you go, man. So we got what hopefully is the main event of the show. Darby Allin versus Jon Moxley in an I Quit match.
And I think I have, on paper, I would think Darby, can never say I quit, but a lot of this build, he has mentioned that his hatred towards, Mox and Death Rider so much comes from what they did to Bryan Danielson. Maybe, they're gonna try to do something to Danielson, and that's the only thing that can get Darby to say I quit. If Darby does lose,
Ooh.
I think that's how. But
Oh.
overall, I would think Darby would win, but I really wouldn't be shocked if they're basically about to murder Bryan Danielson, and that's what gets Darby to say I quit. I wouldn't doubt that. I might be predicting that.
So you think they're going to go the Edge and Beth Phoenix route from a couple years ago?
Mhm.
Okay.
And
You know what?
I think they're doing the Usos route with Roman.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. That was such a good Hell in a Cell
Goated match.
bro.
Goated match.
Such a fucking good match.
Goated match.
Okay. I like that. I actually like that a lot because I can't see either of these guys saying I quit.
And I could see Mox, but Mox would have consequence. Like at the end of the day, if Mox says it, that group gotta beat the fuck out of him because that goes against the whole plan of the group. So that's why I'm thinking that's why they might have Darby do it, and they might use Danielson as the way to get him to do it.
Yes, because I get I'm assuming Brian's gonna be on commentary, and I could see them. I could see Claudio about to do the thing where he's gonna stomp on his neck with the chair, and then Darby just says "fuck it, I quit." So,
Can't do this to exactly.
yeah, I could very well see that. And I'm excited for this match. Somebody's getting lit on fire. There's probably going to be a Molotov cocktail or two. This is going to be the match of the weekend. This dead ass might be a match of the year candidate, bro, because these guys are going to cook. These guys are going to cook, and I'm fucking pumped for. I am pumped for this shit, dude. I can't lie to you guys, man. I'm very pumped for this. I'm excited. But yeah, so that's everything though, bro. That's everything we got for WrestleDream. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll say that too. I think Darby Allin ends up saying I quit, man. So there you go. I
think so.
Very excited. Very excited. And this will be tomorrow night. We will be live with the WrestleDream post-show review. So you guys can catch us on there for that. You guys catch us on there for the WrestleDream review, man. So thank you guys, as always, for joining us, man. It has been another great episode of the news. And as always, man, thank you guys, everybody who came out. Bell, Durante, David, Mr. Welcome Down and Cut These Shit Off, Gotti, Hunter. Thank you guys all for joining us here today for another edition of the news. This is episode 288. And thank you guys, as always. It has been always a pleasure for my Johnny.
Nice, okay.
And that is going to do it for this edition of the news. Thank you guys, as always. Thank you guys. We love you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you all tomorrow night with the AEW WrestleDream 2025 post-show review.
Peace.